Oh, zebra, zebra, zebra. Oh, zebra, zebra, zebra. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the stream. How's it going? How's it been? I need to get this real quick. There we go. Let me get this ready. All right. Thumbnail. Yeah, I know. I worked very hard on the thumbnail. I put my all into the thumbnail. I know it. The year just started, and I think that's my peak. I don't know if I can beat that. This means he has to remake the whole Trios game country. Now we're all outdated technically. Yeah, I will have to eventually if I ever find a use for it. The question is now, is the games he's fully played through or just every game he's interacted with? You'll see, but it's a mixture of both. It's a mix of both. It's a mix of both. Alright. Welcome everybody to Sergio MG ranks games he played in 2025, which I know is a very original idea that no one in this platform has ever done. Yep, 100%. So how it's gonna go? It's really simple actually. What we're gonna do is I have played 23 games. Like, there are 23 games that are going to be ranked from worst to best this year. Now, there's some things. These 23 games don't need to have come out in 2025. These could be old ass games, and I still would have counted because it's the first year. Oh, it's a lot of games. I've seen bigger lists, honestly. Again, I think Coney played more games than me, which makes sense. I'm literally only asking because of Ultra Guild. But yeah, some of these games, like, no. Never mind what I said earlier. I need to have. There's like an exception that we're gonna get into real quick, but most of these games, I have completed them. And if not, it's because they have the nature of being multiplayer. But yeah, we're gonna go from worst to best. Every time I get into a game, I'm going to be talking about it, the positives, the negatives, and my opinion. The opinions that I give out here are the only correct ones. Sorry if you like any other streamers, but what I say here is completely legit and the only truth out there. Am I the only one who hears him cutting out slightly? Might just I don't know. I think I sound good. But yeah, that's how it's gonna go. 23 games being ranked from worst to best. They don't need to have come out in 2025. They can be old. I will, as I go through each game, I will give out their positives and negatives, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I have them on this little list over here that we're gonna go eventually. We're gonna start off with our F tier, the also known as the no tier. Now, the F tier? These are games that they suck bad. I despise these games for some reason, for one reason or another. They're in F side. And if you know, because these games are also bold and brash, or belongs in the trash. And even though I already made this tier, I am happy to say that. I'm happy to say that there's not a single game in this tier. There's not a single game in the F tier. This guy's put out the game just to rage. Nah. Happy to say that there are no F tiers in this tier list. I have not played a game that I truly despise with all my heart. I guess it kind of says a lot for how this year has been for me personally. I played a lot of good games this year. But okay, now that that's done, let's move on to our D tier. Don't worry about there being no music. We're about to hear it real quick. The D tier, the one and done tier. These are games that I've only played once, don't really call to me, and are very boring. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say game? Did I say games? I meant to say a singular game because our first fucking entry is none other than International Space Banana. Hold on, how's this?
Now he's alone, light years from home, stranded in space on a rocket ship.
There we go. International Space Banana. So this game. If I remember, Caden was like freaking out about this game a while ago. I was like, what has this game that is like? And like, I don't know. I saw it was like literally €1. So I was like, okay, let me nap this. Or maybe it was even half the euro and nap this. And it like, okay, it is very clearly a space game. It's really funny. Recently, I think that's really funny. But like, the thing is, I literally only played this shit for 20 minutes, and you know, I think that's good enough. I think that's all the experience I need. I might go back to this, whether it's for stream or just playing it on my own on the server that I have no friends. I see no reason for me to play this game more than once. Okay, that's good. I see no reason for me to play this game. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on International Space Banana. So the only game I have on my PC, my one and done. It's just okay. That's it. Okay. That's it. The theme music is a banger. It is. This song kind of goes crazy. But enough of that. Let's go into our C tier, the I tier. Games that are actually very neat. Yeah, actually very, very neat. They are starting to get fun, but they do have flaws. They're not as bad as International Space Banana, but they do have flaws. They do have some flaws, in my opinion. And our next, and the first, there are 2 games in this tier, and we're gonna start off with, oh shit, okay, ads are being nice to me, let's fucking go. We have Sonic Rumble on the number 22nd spot. If you're not aware of this game, it's basically Fall Guys, but with a Sonic skin. And you know, for being essentially a mobile game, I think it. That's it does the thing. I know. So yeah, Sonic Rumble is actually fun for a couple. If you wanna like. But no, this is the OST of the game. Just that it does have those run vibes, but they love the trumpets in this game. They do love the trumpets in this game. The OST for this game does go kind of crazy. But yeah, well, like I was saying, basically this is like Fall Guys, but with Sonic mechanics, and I do think it is kind of fun. I think what mainly killed this game for me was the fact that this was announced like in 2024. I only played this game for Surge. Well, Saki, let me tell you, Surge is in the game. Like a few months back, a couple months ago, they added Surge in it. But yeah. The reason mainly because I put this game so low is so like this game was revealed in 2024. I was like excited, just like, hey, this game is fun to tap out. But like it got so much delayed for just when they delayed and when they kept delaying the game, they were so like, oh, because we're adding mechanics here that I'm gonna change the game. Motherfucker, I don't think this is pretty much the same fucking game. You had new stages, but this is still the same fucking game I've seen since you revealed it. What? You can thank Rovio that for this game for the protection price that they had a huge yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. When I was playing this game, this is like a major complaint everyone's having. Like, the prices for the costumes were like, it's like insane. Second, you have the Desi compared to on this place. Okay. Yeah, I get now. Yeah, on hindsight, that was kind of crazy. But like, brother, it's a mobile game. How can it take this long to come out? How can for Silksong is like, at least they didn't like have a release. It's something they were just fucking around. Silksong that were just fucking around, not doing stuff. They had the time of the world to get. But this is just a mobile game, dude. And a Fall Guys clone at it. How the fuck is it taking you this long that you even have to make delays? Claiming that, oh, just we're adding stuff that if we like add it to the game, it should release it. Dude, brother. Yeah, like, yeah, when, yeah, like I said, I have my notes here. When this shit came out, when it actually got released and it released, I was like, fucking finally, dude. It released. It wasn't even like, yes, dude, the game released, yes, like, it was like, finally, man. Like, how can it take this long to drop a date? It was, for me, it was pretty much dead on arrival. It was like, yeah. Like, this thing came out, I did play it a bit when it came out, but like, that's it. That's it. That's it. Ooh. Oh shit. No. Okay. Forgot to loop that. But yeah, that's my take on Sonic Rumble. I think if it didn't get delayed or if it got revealed this year, I wouldn't be complaining this much. Because it's literally just Fall Guys, bro. Like, dude, I love me some Fall Guys, but you can't be glazing a Fall Guys clone this much, bro. You can't be glazing it. No, there's no shot. There is no shot. Alright, we're gonna move on to our next game over here. It's an actual fucking game. No one. We have Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Which, I think it's, to me, now that I actually gave it a fair check, it's like I actually tried this game for the first time in like 2 years, and I kind of fell off a bit. But now this year, I think especially when I was playing Brothership, I was like, okay, let me actually give Partners in Time a chance. And you know, I think I kind of fell off this game because like it's not bad. I think it's bad, but it is. I think it's mid. Yeah, it's mid. I think it's mid. Not bad. It's the weakest Mario and Luigi game, if you ask me. Even weaker than Paper Jam. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. How do I hear you? I see. Okay, I think this works. Yeah. Mario and Luigi gonna go crazy with this ranking. Okay, yeah. So like actually in the game. So yeah, I think this game is bad. Just that it's the weakest Mario and Luigi by far. Even weaker than Paper Jam. But Paper Jam is like the second weakest Mario and Luigi game. Cause like it still has a charm, the gameplay, the music. It's still not like it has the basis that made Superstar Saga. But like you can but like much like Superstar Saga back in the day, you can really tell this shit is 20 years old. They're gonna have you the stake for I doubt it. Actually, I doubt it. I doubt people will disagree with this. you can really tell this game is old, and the fact that they decided to remake Bowser's Inside Story instead of this, it's kind of baffling, but I understand why. But at the same time, this really could have used a remake. It really could use a remake. Controlling 4 people with controlling Mario, only Mario and Luigi with 2 buttons. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Paper Jam with 3, and going straight to 4 for the second one was kind of a wild move, and a move that when I'm playing is like awkward, because I have to I have to do this move to, I don't know, flatten the baby bros. But then they have a time limit, and I gotta be fast about it. They have to go in there. But now they flatten again, so I have to go back. I have to go back, flatten the bros again, and it's like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it drags on. It gets, like, when I'm saying it, it's like, I don't think it's that a minor issue, but it's an issue that builds up as you play. It's like playing as 4. It's not really like playing 4 characters separately. It's like playing 2 sets of buttons, and you have to switch between them, and it gets annoying. Which is something that for Paper Jam, I don't think it's that much of an issue, because you have to play with 3 buttons because you have Paper Mario. But I think that's more bearable because you don't have to switch out between the brothers and Paper Mario. Paper Mario is always with you, always with Mario and Luigi. You don't have to like switch the brothers, but you have to switch between the characters that much, which I think is what ultimately gives Paper Jam the edge personally, on which is the least weakest out of these 2 games, because at the end of the day, those 2 games are still weak compared to the other Mario League games, compared to Superstar Saga, Bowser's Inside Story, and such. I think I put this game here. Paper Jam's character will have real personality. I think that's the one aspect where Partners in Time win, because Paper Jam was released in the 2010s. At night, it was released in the 2010s, which was notorious for playing bland as for the characters, for the whole game to being bland as fuck. Paper Jam is known for being the blandest Mario and Luigi, which Partners in Time doesn't. Yes, it has the going back to the past. You have this alien, you have this Roops. I think this game is more charming than Paper Mario, Paper Jam. But yeah, I think that's my take with Partners in Time. It's fine, but it's by a landslide. It's not the best Mario and Luigi. And that's gonna be my C tier. The I tier. I'm gonna stop this. Oh shit! I need to mute myself. I need Discord. There we go. Alright, so now that we've done the C tier, we're gonna move on to the B tier, the solid entries. These are clean, in basketball terms, these are clean 2-pointers. Okay. That's easy. These are like good games. These are like 7 out of 10 games. I have complaints, but they're like, okay, nah, I can pass these. Maybe I can pass these. Yeah. And yeah, it's finally some good fucking food. But before I get into the actual games, I do have some honorable mentions that go into this tier. And why I have honorable mentions in the first place, because these are games that I have an asterisk on them, because I did play them this year, but I wouldn't fully qualify them as games for one reason or another. And and for the way I have it set up on PowerPoint, it would be better to go from left to right, but we're gonna go from right to left. And we're gonna start off with Please Don't Play on That. God fucking damn it. We're gonna start off with the first honorable mention. We have from right over here. We have Duo on the Vengeance, the fan-made Vengeance Starlow fight. which I did one. I played literally at the beginning of the year, and I was thinking, and when I was playing about then I was like, maybe I can play this for the channel and then put it on like the secret, the secret part of the Undertale playthrough. But it would have been good, but the recording was kind of fucked, so I scrapped the idea. So yeah, this is pretty much my first. That's just what I've done to you. This is pretty much my first fan-made fight that I fully got to play. I've known about fan-made fights in the past. I know about, I think Disbelief Papyrus is like the prime example of fan-made fights from my perspective. I know there's more stuff, but to me, like, if you tell me to name one fan-made fight, I would immediately tell you Disbelief Papyrus. I think that's the more iconic one for me. And this one's standing out more because it's standing out because, like, yo, it's an alternate universe. Much like Disbelief Papyrus, this is an alternate, like an alternate universe kind of thing. Like, what if, whereas with Disbelief Papyrus, it was like, what if the final boss of the Genocide route was Papyrus instead of Sans? Here's just, what if the midpoint of the Vengeance route, you fight Stylo instead of Zero, like an alternate. Like, yeah, let me put this for it. And I think it's really cool. It does suffer a bit from. It does suffer a bit from being a fan-made fight. It's like, holy shit, this is kind of hard. But you can tell this is fan-made. It's like, damn. It's like you wouldn't get this type of difficulty even in terms of genocide fights, which kind of has that little sin with was basically the entire boss fight is fucking Martlet, Axis. But I think Martlet and Axis feel the most bosses that you would encounter in that Vengeance route. But then you have Zenith Martlet and Genocide Zero. It's like, holy shit, what is this? And turning this into a video instead of a clip of just instant banging this my last. Nah, I'm not turning this into a video. But if I put this on the best of 20, maybe. If I put this in the best of 2026, then maybe. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about a duel, or I don't know how this thing is actually called. I forgot. But yeah, we're gonna move on into the next one over there. Oh shit. We're gonna move on to Sage 2025, which stands for Sonic Amateur Games Expo. It's basically just a bunch of demos, not even like Sonic related. It can be not even Sonic related. It can be something completely original or from another franchise, and it's basically just demos to show off. This year it was Sonic Rush Rerun, which was basically Sonic Rush, but I don't know. It's basically just Sonic Rush, but with 3D models, and they just made a 2.5. Like, actually, instead of having sprites for the background, yeah, it's just actual models for the stuff. And that's one. And the song that is playing is from another fan game, another demo that is from Sage called Sonic Daybreak, which is kind of like this recent type of Sonic fan game that has dropped of like, they drop you in this 3D plane. You have a drop dash, you have like a spin dash, and it's just using the environment to your advantage to do cool stuff and move on to the end of the level. And I love those type of fan games. That fan game is really that takes up a lot of my getting RAM or some shit. Cause like I played that while I was editing the final part of my Unleashed video, and while I was editing, I noticed some. While I was editing, I noticed some slowdowns in my. While I was editing that Unleashed video, and this was because I had Daybreak. Not even because Sonic Daybreak was running, because Daybreak was even there. It's that powerful. So like, if you're gonna check out that one, then immediately, I would suggest you immediately uninstall that, because holy shit. It does some shit to your computer. I did play more stuff. There's this other 2D Sonic fan game made by a Spanish guy that I follow because he makes the animated lyrics. Well, I mean, having any game open as well as anything, so isn't great. But yeah, but no. But the thing is, Sonic Daybreak wasn't even open. It was there. It was there. Like, even having it there was fucking with my computer that bad. And yeah, I think that was a pretty good state. I didn't, cause like I didn't want to go individually over each thing, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over the whole expo in general. So yeah, I really like the stages. The Sonic Amateur Game Cycle this year, it does show a lot of potential with these things, especially Sonic Daybreak. But please God, I need to optimize that shit more. Either the game has to be optimized, or I have to go into the options and optimize that, because holy shit. Okay, and gonna go next up. Just gonna go into sloshy territory, games that, yeah, fucking, we have Grace over here, which for you guys that don't know, we're entering into this is a mini Roblox section. Because dude, I was debating on putting these on okay, cause like, obviously because we know Outcome Memories it's gonna come up next, but Outcome Memories, I was like, okay, this is a Sonic thing by default. I have to put it in honorable mentions. But with Grace, it's like, what the fuck do I do with this? This is on Roblox, which kind of makes me to believe that most shit on Roblox it kind of makes my fans in a way. But this shit is also original. So what the fuck do I do with it? So I decided to, because it's Roblox, I decided to put it here. And it's like, for now, I don't have a lot to say because I've played this shit like twice. I haven't come back to it as much, but I can see why people would get addicted to this. It gets fun, but I wouldn't like put it any higher. I think for me it fits better in B tier. And yeah, that's all I have to say. It's just, hey, that's cool, but that's it. That's all I have to say about Grace. That's all I have to say about Grace. We're gonna. This game, yeah, I know you are. Literally, you and Cadence like introduced me to this shit, and I can see myself. If I let myself, I can get. Oh shit! It sucks that we're gonna have to skip the lyrics, but we gotta because we gotta move on. Sorry. Speaking of Roblox, we gotta get an ad for that. I'm gonna mute that. Next up is actually Outcome Memories. This fucking game, brother. I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe I'm actually getting into it. I can't believe I'm getting into a Sonic.exe fan game made on Roblox. Like, what the fuck am I doing? How is this happening? The fact that they got fucking Johnny Joeli to sing one of the Last Man Standings for Sonic is like, how? That's insane, and you can tell this is like Sonic fans moment where they pull out the big guns for anything. And this is one, and this moment is one of these. And this is also my first asymmetrical game. My first asymmetrical type of game was like the one guy's the killer and the other is the Sonic fan likes the Sonic fan game. But the thing is, this shit was made on Roblox and it's about Sonic.exe. And I don't talk about this much on the channel because I didn't have the need to do it. But I really don't care that much about Sonic.exe. And okay, like I was saying, yeah, first asymmetrical game I play, and honestly, nothing changes. God damn it. Yeah, first asymmetrical game I play, and honestly, yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of fuck with the genre. Am I like play? Is this my call to play Dead by Daylight, chat? And yeah, that's all I have to say. For me, it's just the insane thing that I'm getting into a Sonic.exe fan game on Roblox. What do you mean no? I mean that's an insane thing. Oh, not today, but please don't. Ah, shit. I wish I could stay. I could listen to this whole thing, but we have to move on, fellas. Unfortunately, we have to move on. we have to move on to our actual game on the tier list, where we have please don't play an ad. Thank you. Okay, we have Buckshot Roulette, and which the thing is, I've literally only played this shit once, on 1 year, and that's the reason why I'm putting it on this part, because I've literally only played this one. I don't have nothing. Literally have nothing to say. I literally have nothing to say. It's just okay. This seems fun. I need to play more to get in. No pros, one con. Hello, Snog. Not 1-1. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I think the pros that I would put, I have the pros that I would put is like, okay, this seems fun, but I haven't played this a lot. I haven't played this a lot, so I don't have a lot to say. And yeah, that's all I have to say about. That's all I have to say about Buckshot Roulette. I wish I could play this more, honestly. This seems like a fun game. That seems like a fun game. I just need to play it more. Alright, okay, next up. We have Kirby Air Ride, the original. Not to confuse with the newly dropped Kirby Air Riders. This is the original Kirby Air Ride for the GameCube. I feel like it needs an update, maybe. Again, I haven't played Buckshot Roulette, and they haven't played this game since literally a year. So, okay, but yeah, Kirby Air Ride. I did, and you know the crazy part? You know what the crazy part is? I played this before Kirby Air Riders was announced. I played this shit on February, before the April Switch 2 Direct, where they announced Kirby Air Riders. So it's like, holy shit, I summoned it. Cause like I was looking for GameCube games that I would play, for Dolphin. I was like, I saw Air Ride in another game, and another game that I will get into it later. I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's play Air Ride. It's like literally every millennial will tell you there's to play Air Ride illegally. Nintendo, sue me. It's like every fucking millennial Kirby fan will tell you that this shit is the best thing ever. I was like, okay, let's see. And you know, it's certainly, yeah, it is. I like the unique take that Sakura provided to the Car Racer. It's basically what Smash is to fighting games. It can literally create a whole new genre. And yeah, City Trial, out of all the modes, City Trial is the highlight. By like, not even by like a tiny bit. It's not by a landslide. It's by a whole ass mountain, dude. The other two modes are so ass. It's like dude, I would play the shit out of City Trial, but if you put me on Air Ride and Top Ride, it's like, no, dude. Get me out of here. Get me into the city. And another thing is, like, while I was playing it, because like, yeah, this shit famously only needs one button to play, but ironically, it's kind of hard to get into. It's ironic because it's hard to get into because it's hard to get into because it's not Mario Kart. I played Air Ride for an hour. I would say Air Ride is a fun mode, but I'm talking for Air Ride's experience. Yeah, that's fair. But when OG, it's like it's just because of the fact that Air Ride is just better. But like the original Air Ride is like, this is fine. Same for Top Ride, it's fine. But I would rather play City Trial. Not as compelling. Air Ride and Top Ride are not as compelling as City Trial. Well, like they are like, it's like it's neat. It's fine, but like, that's about it. Alright. And now that that's done, let's go to the next game. God fucking damn it, an ad. Oh my god, it's a Switch Duet. Oh my god. Anyways, Repo. This is this is yet another game that I played. This is another game that I played once because it was free for a short time, and I got pals to play, and I got pals to play with, and you know this one is like this is fun. This I gotta say this is like the one out of these type of games. This is the one game that I could confidently say this is better than Lethal Company. Because like last year I did say content warning because last year I did say content warning was better than Lethal Company, and looking back on it, I'm like, what was I talking about? I think Lethal Company is still better than content warning. The content warning I think kind of grew. I didn't. I think I don't know. I think found content warning to be more boring over time compared to Lethal Company. But even though I've only played Repo once, if I get to actually play, I do have the game. I do actually have the game from Steam Families. I just haven't found a reason to play it more often. But if I were to find one, I can actually see this being like better than Lethal Company in some aspects. I just need to play more for a clear take on Repo's, you know, which I might do. I might do at the ranking of the games of this year, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Let's move on to the next one. Oh shit, this oh god, this next one. Oh, this one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna, thank god. Okay. Thank god Kaden isn't here, because holy shit. Yeah, at the top of the B tier, I have One Shot, which is unfortunate. Gotta say, it's unfortunate. Gotta say. It's unfortunate that One Shot is... Because it's still B tier, it's still good, but like, this is at the bottom half of my ranking, and that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Because I think what this game does, I think like the main highlight of One Shot for me is the way it breaks the fourth wall so cleverly. It's like the fucking errors, but that are actual messages towards me, like actually me, not like how the way I'm treated as a god in this game. The fucking that one puzzle in the green area where it changes your background for the puzzle, and I thought that was genuinely impressive. Even more impressive was like, I think more stuff was impressive in the fact that once you get to that tower, you have to close the game, because the room that you have to be to close the game is like it's the fucking the red X of a window, of a tab, and I thought that was like, oh my god, that's so clever. And I thought that, and there was also the final puzzle that you have to do on the Solstice route, where you have to move around files for you to move on. The way this game breaks the fourth wall, oh fucking hell. Hi Kaden. The way this game breaks the fourth wall genuinely blows me away. The characters are like, okay, I kinda like these characters. And the story, gotta admit, especially Solstice, kinda got me close to crying. Even though, yeah, kinda close to, but okay. The thing that this game, the reason as to why I don't think this game, I don't put it in like A or S tier, even though it's at the top of B tier. I'm trying to see. What the fuck you, man. Okay, so this is okay. You could say this is a skill issue, but this is my list, so bear with me. I think the puzzles, I think the puzzles are just form. I don't I am bad. I literally have to be guided by Caden while I was playing to like, okay, I have to do this now, because I am bad with these type of puzzles, but also I don't find those puzzles to be like as fun. He's just thinking about the story and satisfies. I don't care about your skeleton souls. Yeah, okay, like obviously the story is good, but like if the game part of the video game doesn't call to me as much, then I wouldn't really put this higher, you know? I can't believe the god guy didn't need help from another guy. But yeah, okay. It's just it's just the way the game goes that I don't think that it's the hold on, I'm looking up a YouTube tutorial. Yep, okay. Okay. That's kind of yeah, okay. So that's basically why I have this on B tier, because at that type of B tier, because like, yeah, the way it breaks the fourth wall is genuinely amazing. It's like holy shit, the fucking. But I'm going back to Fafron. Thank you. Yeah. Fourth game released in like I think it was 2014. The way it breaks the fourth wall was like, damn, this must have been huge back then. And for the story, the characters and that, but it's just the way the gameplay goes that I'm like, it kind of loses me there. It loses me on how the game goes. Okay, you have an area, you collect items, you get this item, you have to go here to get this item. You gotta collect a bunch of items. You go to this place to get an item. You have to go to this other place to produce that item, and that item becomes another thing you have to use another area and stuff. And I don't think I like fetch quest as much. Now that I think about it, I don't think I like fetch quest as much, because that's basically a fetch quest. I'll agree with you for a refuge specifically. Yeah, and it gets bad. Yeah, I think it gets bad there. I think the red area, I forgot the name. I just go by the names of the colors. The blue, green, red. I think, or it's refuge red. I forgot. Generally, I only know the areas by the colors. Refuge is the red. Okay, yeah. Then yeah, okay. Yeah, I just don't find the fetch quests to be that fun, and one shot being basically all about fetch quests, despite the breaking the fourth wall in an amazing way and having a story that generally almost made me cry with some of the endearing, not the most. Lisa's theme is the best in the game. Yeah, the one's playing right now, and has some endearing characters. Not the most endearing characters that I've seen, but they are endearing. I like these characters, but it's like the gameplay loop of just these fetch quests. I'm kind of not fucking with it. It's only when it breaks the fourth wall that it's like, oh my god, I love this game. But because that happens on some moments, that's why I don't think this game is as crazy as the people in my friend group make it out to be. And yeah, that's my B tier. But I've actually, now the tier list is gonna have asterisks over here for how I qualify this game. For now there are gonna be more asterisks, but we have red for fan games, which is one of these, and green for demos, which only applies to Stage 2025 because it's mostly demos. I think there's some cases where a full game drops on Stage, but yeah. Sonic Rumble that low. I think, dude, the delays killed it for me, man. I think the delays killed the game for me, honestly. You can't be glazing a Fall Guys clone this much. I gotta admit. It's slow. Oh, slow. Okay. Alright. Let's gonna move on to our A tier. It's really good tier. Games that I would 100% play the shit out of. I have nitpicks, but they don't really influence. They influence my opinion a bit. They don't help. Yeah, and yeah, these are literally just good games. These are good ass games. These are like 8 to 9 out of 10. These are like, okay, this shit are good. And just like the last time with B tier, I'm gonna start off with the second batch of honorable mentions. And we're gonna start off with, okay, again from right to left, we have Sonic Galactic, the second demo that released. At least as of now, so streaming this, it has released basically a whole year from now. And yeah, it is basically what you'd expect. It's what you'd expect from a modern classic Sonic fan game where they leech off mania like a lot. But but because it's mania, it's like, oh my god, this is actually really good. And it's kind of why I haven't put this, I don't have this in this, because it's a demo. When eventually the full game releases, I think that's gonna, I'm probably gonna go back to this and put this on S. Because like this game has been around for like, I think 2020? It has been in development for years at this point. And dude, as you can tell by like the image that I put out, the logo, for the logo itself, it's like, dude, this actually is kind of good. This is actually really, I'm suddenly excited for this shit to drop. And for this being a second demo and like my first dip into this fan game, was like, okay, that's cool. I like that. As well as by the music that's playing right now, which is what you hear in the final act that the demo lets you play. This, I see some Fallen Star. No, this is Sonic. No, this is Sonic Galactic. No, it's another song. No, this is Sonic Galactic on the right here. This song is the song that's playing right now is from Galactic. We're staying with Galactic, and yeah, I think from this song that's playing is like, okay, this has potential to be probably the best classic Sonic thing. And you know, the competition has been rough because Fallen Star did drop like 4 years ago, and you know, now that we mentioned Fallen Star, I think it's gonna have to drop Galactic. I think I made my point enough that, okay, this shit is really good. I can't wait for the full game to drop. We're gonna move on to Moon Facility, which I did do a full unedited playthrough. It's like, okay, I wanted to drop, because like I dropped it just because to have something that wasn't Undertale Yellow at the beginning of the year. And yeah, it's sadly it's unfinished, but this is what I wanted. This is all I wanted for a sequel of Sonic and the Fallen Star, which is a fan game that dropped in 2022, which in 2022 in July, like fairly close to Sonic Origins. Fallen Star just like one tail might. I had a feeling if you and Kaden were here, I had a feeling you guys would mention it. Okay, but yeah, Fallen Star is this Sonic fan game that released in 2022, relatively close to Origins, and like, dude, this is, and like people back then were like, even most people, including me back then, was like, holy shit, this fan game is heat, and like, we didn't know if the creator Starjob was gonna make a sequel, and when the creator ended up revealing it last year, on 2024, everyone was ecstatic, and we didn't hear any news about it until discussion brought up again, and Starjob had to come in and say, guys, unfortunately, I gotta say, I didn't. It's unfit. It got canceled. It got dropped because the creator didn't have the passion to finish it, which was unfortunate. But they did say that in those following months, which I think, I think it got revealed in I got it confused. Song is a banger. What I know, yeah. I think the fan game got revealed in 2023, and then in August 2023, then a full year passed, or August 2024. That's when Startup said, sorry, I gotta say, guys, this shit is unfinished, but in the next few months, I'll try to drop this, the almost unfinished build. Not the full game, but most of the game. And well, you can clearly tell that it's unfinished. There's some things here that, like, the special stages, they're clearly incomplete. You can only finish 2 of them, and when you get to the 3rd one, there's really just nothing. You just have to wait until the timer runs out for you to get out and continue the game as normal. There's no way to get supersonic. There's clearly some bug fixes here and there, but what I was getting at the beginning, this is, as a whole, Moon Facility is all I wanted for a Sonic and the Fallen Star sequel. And yeah, it's sad that it got unfinished, but yeah, hopefully the passion comes back one day, or maybe someone else picks up maybe someone else picks it up and continues on. Hopefully, but at least we have it. That's all that matters. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Moon Facility for now. We're gonna move on to the final honorable mention. I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Super Paper Mario. Now, why did I put Super Paper Mario in honorable mentions? Well, this is because when summer vacation started, I decided I wanted to replay Super Paper Mario and see if my opinion hold up. My opinion being that this is actually a really good game. This is actually a really good game, and after like, yeah, my opinion still holds up. I think this is still part of the top 3. Discord keeps telling me this game is ass. It kill you having it anywhere but S tier. Yeah, I know Poe would kill me, but I think A tier it's good. I think it's, my opinion still holds up as this being part of the big 3 of the Paper Mario games, that being literally the first 3 ones: the original Paper Mario 364, Thousand Year Door, and Super Paper Mario. Sticker Star, I despise Sticker Star. I despise Color Splash, but a little bit less. And Origami is, I think it's good. I think it's solid. I think it's a solid B. But when I'm pitting it against Super Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, and 64, it kind of loses because I enjoy the first 3 Paper Mario games more. Probably knows this. Yeah, fuck you, whatever. That's what I think. I think Super Paper Mario still holds up. While it was the first game to switch up, while it was the first Paper Mario game to not being an RPG, and while it still has RPG elements, and maybe the biggest Origami King the friend right now, maybe. But yeah, well, it changes up. It's not an RPG anymore. It's a platformer, while with RPG elements on it. I think it still holds up as a game. I think it's really good. But the original RPGs, Paper Mario, the original 64, and Thousand Year Door, those 2 are still my top two Paper Mario games, with Thousand Year Door even being one of my favorite games of all time. That game is just, I love that game a whole lot. It's my second favorite Mario RPG behind Bowser's Inside Story and Super Paper Mario. I think, while not the best, it's still an honorable 3rd place for me personally. Even though I said at the beginning of the stream that my opinions, and only my opinions, are the correct takes. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the. That's gonna be it for the second honorable mentions. We're gonna move on to the actual games. Oh shit, and yeah, we're gonna start off with Stick Fight as our 16th slot. Stick Fight is yet again another game that I played only one time. May, I think it was only May. And so this is another game that I have to play more of to get a clear take. But even though I only had one session of this with the boys, putting Stick Fight about game, what should I? It's maybe the greatest. Yeah, I feel like maybe this. this is like running up against like A or B tier for me, but I was putting a low A because I did have fun. When we were playing Stick Fight, I did have a lot of fun. It is like dumb fun. It's like the kind of dumb fun. Dumb fun is like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm having fun. Literally no thoughts, head empty. Ass game, and I love it. The thing that kind of puts this down is because for what it is, Stick Fight is kind of basic, and literally we stopped like basically when we stopped playing on that game, on that session, was for a reason, and it's like, okay, it kind of got old. The boss thingy was like a nice twist, but when we ended up doing the full rotation and ended up on the first map, so like, okay, let's stop for now. So yeah, that's why I put Stick Fight in 16th. It's like, okay, this is good, but I would be so down to play this for a video. So what's the broken fake down? Oh wait, actually, speaking of twist, now that I can't believe I forgot that. But I think what also made doing the full rotation kind of boring is because, well, we were playing like the stages had different mechanics. You know, the ice stage had the crumbling ice, the lava stage had lava. I think the porous one had like the chains. Like there were gimmicks that made it more. Hey, you know, keep you guessing. We're gonna keep innovating with these. But when we did the full rotation and it was gonna go back to normal, it was like, okay, let's stop for now. That's also another reason why I was like, okay, if we're gonna, because it was gonna go to do the full rotation again. I was like, okay, no. I do know there's like custom maps or some shit. It's a good once in a while game. Yeah, basically that's basically what my take is. And then, okay, move on. We're gonna move on. Don't play in that, please. God fucking damn it. All right. Okay, we have first number 15. We have Marvel Rivals. I think Marvel Rivals. I think basically my first hero shooter. You know, because like, you know me, I'm not that much of a shooter guy. So I'm not that much of a shooter guy, but unless you put it's like when you put something that I like, in this case Marvel, like it's like jingling keys. So like, ooh, I'm interested now. Let me play. But on the joke aside, I think Marvel is still really good. Shocking, yeah, maybe, yeah. I think people would put Marvel Rivals higher. I think like high A's, low B, low S. I think they will put this higher. It's like, yeah, I see it. But I think, but I think what makes me put other games above is that I have more fun with these type of games. I have more fun with the following games, because with Marvel Rivals, there's like I don't know. It's like I think it's the competitive nature of it being basically the new Overwatch that is like, I don't know, it kind of draws me back. For me personally, I think it's good that Marvel Rivals has a competitive scene in the first place, but I don't think, for being the type of person that I am, it's like, okay, this is, I think, good for other people, but but for me specifically, I'm like, okay, I prefer playing other stuff. Personally, I put this, so I put this here in the 15th slot. It's like, okay, this is good. This is good. This is great even. But I see why people would put this higher. But for me, it's gonna stay here at the 15th slot, because I think I have more fun with other games, which is okay. Which I think it's fine. Okay, moving on. Okay. Moving on, we have Tomodachi Life. Played this at the beginning of the year. This is like another game that I played before they Kermit. This is okay, because I've said before that I played Air Riot before Air Riot was revealed. This was basically the same. This is basically the same thing. I played the original Tomodachi Life. Okay, but okay, I played Tomodachi Life before they revealed the new one. Technically, cause like I do actually, cause my sister actually has this game. Like, she has a 2DS my sister has a 2DS and her 2DS came with Tomodachi Life. So in a way, I played Tomodachi Life, but I didn't have actually. I was on my sister's island, but I didn't actually have an actual copy of the game. There was like that demo version on the 3DS, but that's about it. So this year has been like when I actually play Tomodachi Life, and it is extremely silly. I really like this game. This game is here purely because of how silly it is. Holy Tomodachi, brother, Kaden, are you recording a video or not? Okay, but yeah, the reason why it's here is because I don't think it's basically the same thing that I've said with Marvel Rivals before. I have fun playing other games. Alright, ignore that. Okay, I have more fun playing other games than Tomodachi Life, which I hope that makes sense. It's basically the same thing with Marvel Rivals. I think Tomodachi Life, it's just not exactly my type of game that I will fucking absolutely love, but it is really good. It is like a really good game. It is really good, purely because of how funny it is. Which is basically the same thing for Miitopia, but I love Miitopia more than Tomodachi Life. So yeah, that's my take on Tomodachi Life. If anyone wants to object or say anything about it, no, okay. We're gonna move on. To Star Wars Kirby DLC. Kirby in the Forgotten Land Star Wars Ball DLC. This technically shouldn't be here, but because this technically shouldn't be here purely because it's DLC. What do you mean this is what? Okay, I had a feeling my list would be. Okay, I had a feeling my list would be kind of crazy, but damn, I did not think this would be this crazy. But yeah, I do see why though. Like I said before, some people do prefer Tomodachi over DLC, and that's fine. I don't know that this kind of shouldn't be here because it's DLC, but I'm still gonna count it. I didn't think Forgotten Land needed DLC until it got revealed. I was like, okay, yo, wait, this is actually kind of crazy. Instead of, I was like, are we putting this high is interesting. That's really, dude. I don't know. I think it holds up. I think it put up a. Because this was one of the first Switch 2. It was like back then on the Switch 2 Direct. I think when we saw this and Jamboree TV, by the time it got announced, right? I'm not talking when it actually dropped. Not worth $20. What are you, brother? I think it was like. Brother, I think this is the one Switch expansion where I think it justified at $20. Compared to at least compared to Jamboree TV, 12 levels in arena, dude. You know, okay, 12 levels in arena. No, even when you put it like that, I think it still holds up. I think it still holds up with worth $20. Even though this is also the same price as Silksong, but we're talking about the DLC here. And as for DLC, I think. And for DLC, I think, okay, you guys are making me go off track. It's crazy. Off track, but it's crazy. Okay, shit. Okay, so yeah, this is basically the only good Switch 2 expansion. And while at the time of the reveal, at the time of like when these things were revealed, I was like, okay, that's cool. And this is like one of the first Switch 2 editions that we saw with like when they actually where they put like actual extra content in it. I think it set off a good expectation at the time because then, we got fucking Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom adding a GPS to your phone, and then there was Jamboree TV, which was a whole other story. But I think Starcross World is well as of 2025 because we have the Switch 2 version of New Horizons coming up, which I think coming up I think to I think for being $5, I think the New Horizons expansion I think it's also another worth one, another worth expansion, and I would say the same thing for Starcross World. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom 2 is low-key worth it. Yeah, purely on the graphical enhances, I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy. 12 levels is like 2 worlds and then the arena, so that's pretty much the first half of the game. So I'd say it's technically worth $20, however it's still kind of meh. Dude, I don't know. I can see. Wait, did I love this? Whoops. They're not well. It's also because the song is kind of low. But okay. It's like, dude, I don't know. It is like. I found these levels fun. I found these levels being these are not dang compared to these are legit levels that stand on their own, even when you compare them against the base game. I'd say some of these levels sweep some of the base game levels, if you ask me. Even if they are based off previous levels, they switch up into their other style, into their own thing real quick, and I think that's like. That's crazy. I think that's really cool that they're up on their own thing. We have 3 new mouthfuls for this. I think it's weird that we don't have that they didn't add extra copy abilities. That's like the one thing that I'm like iffy about. Of like it'd be worth $20 to me if it had more than one main story boss. I don't know. I see where it's coming from, but 12 levels and a boss was like, okay, that's cool. Will say though, that boss is even though that final boss, even though that main boss is like, holy, did it take long? Did it take like, it legit took me like minutes to beat that boss. It's good, but like, dude, that took me kind of long for a Kirby boss, if I'm being honest. Even when I had Morpho Sword like fully upgraded, that still took me a while to beat. So, I did first try, but that's because Morpho. I did also did it. Don't get me wrong. I also don't get me wrong. I also did no. It's not killing you. I also did it first try, but it took me long, and not because I died, but because dude, how is this taking this long to beat? I did it second because I like spit out more from my. Okay, I can't believe we're staying. But yeah, that's my take on Saga as well. I think it's, aside from the upcoming New Horizons, I think it's the one Switch 2 expansion worth $20. I think it's DLC that I didn't think. Okay, for Ganoland being this great, I didn't think it needed DLC, and that's why it rates this low. Because like that's why it's not like S tier. That's why I put it on A. It's like, okay, this is good, but it's not big. Because yeah, no capabilities is kind of iffy to me, even though I can see why. Because the mouthfuls are exclusive to this, so having copy abilities exclusive biologic, having copy abilities exclusive to those levels would be kind of weird, because the copy abilities are in every level. So from that standpoint, I was like, I get why they wouldn't put copy abilities. I do wish we got at least one new ability. Yeah, it's the same, but at the same time, I understand why they didn't put new abilities. Yeah, and I think that's my take on this, and let's move on because I think we've been at this for kind of long enough. Let's move on to the next game. Luigi's Mansion. This is the other GameCube game that I totally played legitimately this year. Even yeah, I say that, but I can actually play it legally, but when in NSO, but my ass is not. I'm sorry, my ass is not paying NSO that much. Like, excuse. No, wait, this game's short? Yeah, it is short. It is kind of. Yeah, it is kind of short. It is kind of short. When I was playing it, it did take me an afternoon to beat it. It took me an afternoon to beat this. Wait, this guy is spaced. It took me an afternoon to beat this, but even if it was one afternoon, I had one heck of a fun time that afternoon. Because like, okay, I thought it was much longer. No, it took me an afternoon. This is relatively short. It's just that so like at the end, okay, so it's just that like at the end of the game, based on the amount of money you get rewarded with a rank and a mansion. I did get an F rank, which is one of the lowest scores. I don't know how. I guess, I mean, to be fair, it was my first time, so I understand why I did get a low rank. And I could see myself coming back to get a better rank, because to get a better rank, I need to get better at the game. And not fumble that much. Because we're running way too much. And I don't know if maybe that's a reason why I got a bad rank. I was like, because in my first time, I wasn't doing that good at it. But, you know, I didn't care. It was my first time playing. Yeah, other than that, and the fact that there's like a secret and hidden mansion, which is basically a hard mode, I don't think there's much else. Even though I did just say that I would be down to come back to this to get a better rank or play it in general, because I think this is generally a really good game. I don't know what's with the GameCube titles, that even though I didn't grow up with the GameCube, I respect the games that are on the GameCube. I don't know why. But yeah, this is still a really good game. And yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 is my favorite. But Luigi's Mansion 1, this game, it's kind of gets close. It is definitely a second. It's definitely like the second place. But Dark Moon definitely is like just like a tier below it. I mean, it's probably like a B, like between B and C. I definitely have my, after playing Luigi's Mansion 1, I definitely have my order set up from worst to best. It's Dark Moon, the original, Mansion 1, then 3. I definitely have that order like set. I don't feel like, yeah, I think that's, after playing this game, I can confidently. Oh shit, my bad. I meant to say Luigi's Mansion 2. My bad. I don't know why I said Dark Moon. My bad. But yeah, the order would be 2, 1, 3. That'd be my order from worst to best. Luigi's Mansion 2. I think 2, now that I played 3 games, 2 really sets off. 2 is really like differs a lot much from the first one, and so like that's kind of, and I mean I don't say differing is not usually not a bad thing, but the way they went about it, I don't particularly think it's that good, of splitting the mansion in 5, although it did make for a lot of, I want to say creative, but even then, the themes of each mansion are not that creative enough. You have eyes, you have clockwork, whatever the final one was trying to be, yeah, the golden one. But like, it was not a whole lot, which is why I think 3 nails it so much in combining the best aspects of 1 and 2. of like, okay, it's one place. This time it's a hotel. There's a lot of floors, which means which means we can get a lot of creative things around here. And while some of the floors in 3 can get like bit samey, like at least in terms of aesthetics, Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the most creative games I've ever played. There's always Luigi's Mansion 3. This is completely out of the tier list, but Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the most creative games I've ever played. Every floor has its own thing, and that thing is amazing. It's like I can't put it into words. Look at the third game tree where he talks about Luigi's Mansion 2 3 more than one points on screen. Yeah, I know. But yeah, basically one was like really good. We're kind of short in like whole not in basically just that of like playing that game, and even though it's a hard mode, that's all about it. It's still really good, really good for a launch title on the GameCube too. It's really good. All right, that's enough yapping on Luigi's Mansion. We're gonna move on to the game that almost missed out of the top 10. And we should have napped. Okay, it's kind of a big one. It's kind of a big one. It's Deltarune. Deltarune. 4 chapters. I guess it's kind of weird to rank this game because, you know, the game is technically not finished yet. Secondly, not finished yet. Yeah, because we have to, and that's kind of why I put it in A, because why not? When we have all the chapters, maybe I could see this going in S, and it likely will be. But for now, because it's just the 4 chapters, I'm gonna put it in A. Although, if you put it in S right now, I can definitely see why. But yeah, Deltarune really is just a bigger Undertale in terms of scale. Even though it makes complete sense because it makes sense because Undertale is just a proof of concept when you think about it. Yeah, it really was just a proof of concept. Cannot take that long to make a game. I respect it though. I don't get it. I see why, but like, I get it. Game depth takes time. I can see why it would kind of take. Although yeah, having 10 fucking getting a game being sorting out in 10 years is kind of insane. But but game type does take. Okay, shit, fucking off track. But yeah. They be making Assassin's Creed every 2 years, but so many fucked SKUs. Okay, that's the loop. Okay. Okay, shit. So yeah, Deltarune, it really is just a bigger Undertale in terms of the gameplay is evolved. Like it actually feels like an RPG. It actually feels like an RPG. Actually feels like an RPG. Like there's party members. There's fucking. I mean, I wanna say the fucking the game itself, the gameplay itself of like moving around the soul gets evolved too, but not really. That is reserved for secret bosses. And the story too. I think it is shaping up to be probably one of the best stories ever told, but also one of the funniest ones. And most charming ones too. I am in love with the cast of characters here. Every goddamn character, every goddamn joke, every goddamn moment does not miss, dude. Chapters 2, at least in terms of. Actually, it's definitely a different soul type in chapter 4's main story, but okay, but like. Okay, it does, but doesn't change. But does it really change the gameplay that much? Aside from moving around, aside from you're still moving around. The yellow soul is you're shooting around. Well, I take what I said. I take back what I said. No. Doesn't change the soul core, yeah. But yeah, every even in comedy and like big moments of like fucking I don't know, drama and hype moments, just to say something. Every moment has been hitting for me so much in these 4 chapters. Chapter 2 and 3 specifically with the comedy, Jesus fuck. And yeah, the characters themselves. Like, it did start off being a Susie hater, but literally that changed real quick after the one part in chapter 1. It was like, okay, actually I see you, Susie. Okay, I see you. And then by the time chapter 3 arrived, I'm like, okay, Jesus fuck. Susie is kind of goated. I think everyone did, yeah. Rouse my goat, literally. Again, I relate to that guy so much. I relate to Rouse so much. I'm not gonna go to it, but yeah, I really like Rouse, this poor innocent boy that is just trying his best to. Fuck, what am I blanking on? No, yeah, he's trying his best to make everyone happy and such, right? Bring back chapter 1 sunset. Yeah, bring back the hat, dude. Bring back the hat too. I love so much fucking Rhapsody's look. I think it's sad. Oh my god. Love that goddamn hat. Yeah. God damn, if we could have that hat back. But also that fucking that reveal of Rhapsody looking like Asriel is like, for people that know, it's like damn. And yeah, that's basically why I love the game. But the reason why it's still an A, it's because the game's not finished yet. Once it's finished, this might get an S, which is really possible. And this one's really like me specifically, but because of nostalgia, I will always prefer Undertale over Deltarune. Because Undertale is the game that I kind of grew up with separately. I did talk about this in my Undertale 10th anniversary video, but I was like on that. I was like watching everything Undertale related until I got to high school, and you two guys, you two slash Kaden got into my life and brought me back into it. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, I will always prefer Undertale, and again, yeah, there's fucking, I gotta explain that one too, Roy Knight. Yeah. So like, as a quick little ranking of the chapters, my ranking would be chapter 3, chapter 1, and it's a toss-up between chapter 2 and chapter 4. And mainly the reason why I think chapter 3 is the weakest chapter is because while I do like that we're suddenly playing Zelda, I do like what we're suddenly playing Zelda and does break up the gameplay. It kind of gets monotonous. And another thing is that the fucking I despise the Roaring Knight Secret boss so much. I know because for low reasons, I understand why the fight is the way it is. Okay, so because like it's this guy that you're not supposed to beat unless you have the right equipment for it. Even though you are able to beat it without the mantle, which Steam does acknowledge. Some, or however that Yarn cat name is, that guy does acknowledge that you beat him with the Shadow Mantle in chapter 4. I got this up again, yeah. But okay, so while it does make reason, and it has its reasoning for the fight to being as hard as it is, I wonder if Manuel told you about that. Yeah. While Jesus Christ, okay. Okay, sorry, please. Get to the point. Well, I think it makes sense that the Roaring Knight is difficult for lore reasons. When it comes to like actually playing the actual fight itself, I despise that so much. Because compared to other Shuget bosses, those bosses have always took me. On my first play, on my video, you can see I mentioned this for like every single boss that it took me like around 43 minutes to beat, because like they're still hard. Obviously they're supposed to be hard, but you can still like beat them. There's like that's supposed to be this super complex challenge, and well, the Roaring Knight is the hardest challenge of chapter 3. I think it's a difficulty curve that is like that freaks me out so much. Because what is this? Because going from like, I think it's just, yeah, it's the difficulty. Like Slashy just said, the hitboxes, and I have a clip on that on my video, where like, it's like I don't know why the fuck. Okay, why the fuck does it hit me once per projectile? Why does it do that? When it's probably the same shit. It's probably the same shit as Karma, but like, why does it do that? Why? And like, there's I have a clip where like, of that one attack where the swords come in, and it literally is just like the bone pattern from Sans, where in like when it stops and the swords attack, there's this one clip where like, when you know that part of the attack starts and I run into one of the swords, and I didn't, and like my unknowing ass didn't know that apparently the hitboxes of the swords are still active. So I got hit, and Rousey got zoomed because of that. It's like, oh, okay, cool. That's something that I could have known. They passed that thing. Thank God. But I just didn't think on that first playthrough, and even when I did it, like, on that first playthrough, where, to be fair, I didn't really know what I was doing. It wasn't until I looked it up that, okay, I actually have to beat this guy. But I didn't have the right setup for it. I didn't have the Shadow Mantle on Susie. I didn't have the optimal setup. So that's kind of why it got ruined. I also didn't have any revivements so I kind of had to do that perfectly. And yeah, it literally got to a point where it's like, why I didn't fight. It got to a point where I didn't find that fight worth it, because like, okay, dude, what the fuck? It does give me a Shadow Crystal. It does give me a Shadow Crystal, which they're definitely gonna be important, especially when now that Tubby literally dropped out of nowhere that chapter 5 dialogue. They're definitely gonna be important. But I just didn't find, because like the outcome of the fight doesn't change. If it makes sense. You're not supposed to beat the Roaring Knight. I just didn't find that. Personally, I didn't find the fight to be that. I find the Roaring Knight boss to be a great steep in difficulty for what the game was expecting me to do. For what the game, for I was expecting the game difficulty to be. Because like, we're in chapter 3. How the fuck do we have a boss that is this hard? That it gets to a point where I consider it in the video to be harder than Sans. So yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I wanted to have that note of fuck the Roaring Knight, because I just like that. Because dude, I still remember this. When I first saw the Roaring Knight, when I played chapter 3 for the first time, I was like, and the fact that you couldn't beat it, that it was meant to be a shorter fight unless you had the Shadow Mantle, I thought like, okay, that's cool as fuck. I thought I love me some unbeatable fight. But then when I realized that, okay, oh shit, this is actually the Shuget boss. Well, technically, because there is John Mantle. When I actually got to fight that, I was like, okay, maybe when I have now that I have the Shadow Mantle on, now that I beat John Mantle, the fight will now be easier. Maybe this will also take me 43 minutes. Now, like how the game has, like how I've been expecting from the game. Because again, before that point, Jebel and Spenton took me 43 minutes, and like, when I got to the Roaring Knight and got absolutely obliterated. It was like, what is this? That's why that's my little rant. I fucking that's why I hate the you don't ever repeat what I see as the freezing of Boston 09. That's why I hate that's why I hate the Roaring Knight. It's like it's basically not what I expected from for a secret boss, and I just did not have fun on that fight. I did not have fun at all. At least with like Sans and Undyne the Undying and even the Undertale Yellow boss fights that are kind of hard. Even in those fights, I was like, okay, this is hard, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm having fun. With the Roaring Knight, I was not having fun at all. Even if, as I've said even though, as I've said before at the beginning, that it makes sense for the Roaring Knight to be this hard because you're not supposed to beat him. But like, justifying gameplay reasons with lore reasons is like, I'm sorry, that's just losing me. That just loses me. It's like, this is a video game. Gameplay comes first, and I think the gameplay of the Roaring Knight boss fight sucks. So yeah, I think that's enough ranting. I think it's time to move on. So, but yeah, that's my take on Roaring Knight and the suspension people that's run in general. I think once the chapters are completed, I think this game will probably get it on S. But as of now, I'm gonna put it in A because it's not finished, and I will always prefer Undertale over Deltarune. My face when the guy who doesn't want you to have fun and tries to make you quit is more fun than the boss who you can beat if you want. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna, brother. I literally just said that. I literally just said that. I literally just said that. The lore reason, putting lore reasons as to why something is hard is like, I kind of don't give a shit. The game has to be fun. I'm not giving you shit. I just find it funny. Okay, fair. Alright. Let's actually move on. I think we've been here for way too long. Let's move on to our next game. Number 10, we have Mario and Luigi Brothership, the grand return, and a brand new original game. After after 9 years since there's been a original Mario and Luigi with Paper Jam, and goddamn, Mario Luigi is back. Is really back. You're taking too long, like, brother. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's really good. But I have my nitpicks that are actually kind of major complaints. One of them is like, the game length is like, is this the longest Mario and Luigi game? But like, for good and for bad reason, because like, holy shit, longer game, let's go. But I feel like especially in the early game and the end game, there's a lot of padding in the game. On early game, it got lost in Brothership for a while because of the goddamn Mag Dragon. Yeah, I can see that. On the early game, it's just like, okay, I think the early game was like taking. I stopped really shortly after finding those Melody siblings or whatever it is. Oh wait, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember, but yeah. But yeah, the early game, I feel like it should have taken shorter time, because like, my ass was like 2 hours in, and I get my first bros attack. That's kind of crazy. I feel like that early game should have been shorter. For the rest of the game, I don't mind it, because it's like after the first sea, I was like, okay, I'm fine with the game being this long. That's how I think the other game I feel like should have been shorter, because while it does a lot of setup of like the setting, I love waiting an hour and a half. That too, yeah. How does it take? It takes so long to like for your moveset to improve and get better. But when you get past the first boss, I think that, well, once you get past the first boss and also the first sea, I think that issue is that like it gets to get really something out because like okay, now I can actually play the game properly, even though it still takes longer for me to get new bros attacks and shit. But I think it's also on the end game where it's like, because I also the end game is, I think it's like they really should have been shorter. Because like when you get to the 4th island and you see the fortress of the bad guy, and it's like okay, this is okay. I've heard this, but there were like 5. I was like, okay, there's clearly a space here for like a 5th sea, a tiny 5th sea. This is clearly not the end, and I like that plot twist because when you get to that part, when you get to that fortress, the boss is like actually not the final boss. It's your obligatory Bowser fight in your obligatory Bowser transformation fight in the Mario and Luigi. This game is like Dream Team in terms of tutorial. Yeah, but at least the tutorials you can sort of skip them. With Dream Team, you have to read those tutorials, even if with Brothership you get the pop-ups like, hey, this is how you do this action. I was like, okay, cool, and you quickly go past it. With Dream Team, it does the thing where you like, it does the thing where like, even when you're at the final area, you're still getting tutorials, long ass tutorials like, okay, when you do this, it does that, and when you do that, it does this other thing. It's like, dude. With Brothership, this doesn't happen because the tutorials, well, they do like talk about, they do like have their time to talk about it. They quickly go, they like brush it off quickly. The tutorials are not as annoying. But okay, getting off track. Once you get to the end game, it's like crazy. It's like once you get to the obligatory, okay, the first twist is like, okay, that's cool. When you get to that 5th area and you unlock the final overworld move that you can do, it's like, okay, that's cool. Especially because you get to an area that when you get to the beginning area and you go to a place you access to an area that you couldn't go there at the beginning, so that's kind of cool. And then you get to but then it turns out that's not, you don't get to go to that fortress again. You have to go to another island to potentially get help from another person. Potentially, because the game gives you the option for each sea of like, do you want to go with this option or the other, and they will affect the gameplay. Like for example, the second sea, when you can they give you the option to either play as just Mario or Mario and Luigi, and over here you have the option to they give you the option like, okay, how do we get to? Well, actually, I don't think they give you the option yet. But like, they will eventually give the option. But I think before then, you go back to the fortress, you play more of the fortress. They will give you a boss of like, then you fight the main bad guy. But like, oh, plot twist! The bad guy is this other guy, and you have to back off again. And then they will give you the option, and then you go back, and it's like, brother. You go back for the real, and that time is for real. You go the final dungeon of the game. You go there, and then when you get there, they give you like another plot twist, which it's cool, but Jesus, and then you actually get to the final boss, beat the game. Okay, cool, but I think it's that I think it's the early game. It's like, okay, it kind of annoys me. The end game was pissing me off because it felt like it was gonna end, but they moved the goalpost somehow. That's a long rant about the length. Yeah, the length is my major complaint about Brothership. It's just sometimes in the early game and end game, it takes too fucking long. The end game was fucking insane. Yeah, it takes too fucking long, and it's like, I feel like you could have shortening out the twist. I think you could have made less twist, or like made you go. I feel like you should have only gone to that fortress once and then to the final dungeon. I think that should have been it. Maybe at the transformed Bowser boss fight somewhere else. But dude, that end game is too fucking long. And like the other twist when you're at the final dungeon of they put you in the Mushroom King, that's cool, that's awesome. But also did it need to take that long? But yeah, that's my things with like the story itself and the narrative. I do like the characters though. I think my major complaint with the narrative is that it takes too long, and the game as well by logic. Both the narrative and game itself take too long. But I much like, because it's Mario and Luigi, the characters are really much like Mario and Luigi. It is in true Mario and Luigi fashion. These new characters are goated. Snoutlet, I think, yeah, Snoutlet and Connie were really endearing as characters, and the other characters, and that's the thing. And I think because of the game being too long, I think it also like helped develop these characters. It's the most as a Resident Evil of things that take long. I'm glad it's confirmed that I would have hated this game low. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing with like the with Brothership taking too long, is that these characters get to develop in such an incredible way that the whole premise of the third sea made it my favorite sea for that reason. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna spoil it, but not only is it fire and ice aesthetic, but also the way they go about it is, I think it's really sweet and really cool. And yeah, and the art style. Okay, yeah, the art style in this shit is, it's one of my favorite. What was the little plug person that was her friend? Yeah, there's Connie. Yeah, Connie. There's also Snoutlet over here. He has as our helper. But Snoutlet, and Connie is also really cute. Yeah. And the art style is. The art style of this game is, dude. Ooh. It's fun. I think it's one of my favorite art styles ever. I think this, like, if you wanted Mario and Luigi to go 3D, I think this was the best way to go about it. Just giving the characters the outlines, that there's the sprites and the artwork of older Mario and Luigi. Because like, I don't mind that Dream Team and Paper Jam got rid of the sprites are line as art. But the something about the line art and the sprites and the artwork made the games more charming, in my opinion. And I think the way they did it with Brothership of giving the models the outlines and shit, I think that was really cool. I think it made the game so breathtaking to look at. And finally, for my final con, is that while I don't think that Luigi being mapped to L while I don't think that Luigi being mapped to A when doing actions and then going to B, I think that's a little like disorienting, but not the biggest. That's a nitpick. I think that's and I played all of the Mario and Luigi games. I think that is like, it's disorienting, but like, I understand why and understand why people don't fuck with that, because I kind of don't. What I don't fuck with more is the fact that altogether Luigi is just, you don't control Luigi with B in the overworld, and it's just L. Cause like you can play as you can still press B, but like Luigi acts on its own. When the charm of the Mario and Luigi games is that you control Mario and Luigi at the same time. So when you take control of one character, when you control one of the characters and you still play as Mario, but you lose control of Luigi, even though Luigi gets the time to shine with like Luigi Logic, where he goes out and do stuff. It does make it. I just think that, yeah, it kind of loses the charm of the game, in my opinion. And it does kind of feel like he's a tool. Yeah, he is a tool in this game. That's the way to be. He's no longer just another playable character. He's just a tool that you command. He's a Pikmin. He's literally a Pikmin. You command him to. You press a button and command him to do shit. He's literally a Pikmin. Yeah, it's like literally a Pikmin. And yeah, that's my take on my overall. I think Brothership is a really good Mario and Luigi game. Not the best one, much like Super Paper Mario and the honorable mentions, but it's still really good. But it does have its issues. It does have its issues. Alright. Okay, no, it's not. I'm taking too long with these games. You can tell that I'm really liking these games because I'm talking about them a lot. I spent 12 minutes on this shit. Damn. We're gonna move on to the next one, which might give some people in this chat some PTSD. Please don't. We have Hollow Knight at number 9. At the top spot of A tier, we have Hollow Knight. No. Is the Hollow Knight channel allegations. Ooh. Green Fat jump scare. Yeah, Green Fat I think is my favorites actually. Ooh, Hollow Knight channel. Ooh. Alright. Okay. Hollow Knight. Really good game. The reason why I'm not a Hollow Knight channel, beat the allegations this year. Come on, you got this. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think probably at the time I think Hollow Knight was probably like huge, probably and definitely was huge back in the day when it dropped. But I think nowadays, and I don't want to say it because Silksong dropped, because Silksong does have its complaints. It's a forest fire level take. Okay, no, see, because I think. Because Hollow Knight is still a really good game, but I feel like back then people would call it like, oh, this is the best of the best. Even though in 2017 the best of the best, people were calling the best of the best Cuphead. People were calling Cuphead that best of the best in terms of indie. But like Hollow Knight was, I think, I'm willing to bet it's the second place. A game is peak or not peak regardless of not. I know, yeah. Yeah, I know that. But I think like as time goes on, maybe as time goes on, there's like a chance that you don't think a game was like 2017. Yeah, 2017 was a great year for gaming. One of the best years gaming. But I think what normally happens is when you have a game, it goes in two directions as time goes by. You either love it more or you don't love it as much more. I'm just spitballing here. This is kind of, if I'm gonna admit, this is kind of a dumb thing to put as a negative for Hollow Knight, because I still think that Hollow Knight is still, again, a really good game. It's top 9, top 5 tier. Literally, yeah, Metroidvanias became popular again because of this game. Literally, this, like, that's how big it is. A genre that really only Metroid itself was doing, and even then, Metroid was going through its own phase of like Other M and further. It was not really at its best. It was at its lowest, honestly. Metroid was at its lowest in 2010s. Hollow Knight comes around with it revitalized. It revitalized Metroidvanias to the point that literally everyone and their mother is making Metroidvanias. Even though I think there's a Metroidvania coming up that I like even more. Another thing that I understand about Hollow Knight is the early gameplay loop. I see it. I don't know. I had fun. I had a lot of fun on early Hollow Knight. Personally, I think. Like, what is early? I think early Hollow Knight is just it's up to the Hornet fight, right, or something like that. Early game completed compared to late games, insane. Yeah. Those are games like and before endgame. Wait, what the fuck did I say that? When did I say? I don't know. I don't know why I said that, honestly. Say to CD of Tears. I forgot why I put the gameplay loop gets fun after early game and before endgame. Oh wait, I don't know why. It's the same fucking thing. Oh, I forgot to remove that. I know why. Okay, yeah. I forgot to get rid of that. Okay, my bad. My bad, my bad. Yeah. Did you get the real check of the game? Oh, yeah. My mom says he's quitting. I was deciding to make a house tour Metroidvania totally. Yeah. Even then, I think like now that we're at the top of the game, I think that gameplay of Hollow Knight is still really good. It's just that what I've said in previous games. I think I have more fun with other games than Hollow Knight. Even though Hollow Knight is already really good, so saying that I have more fun with other games. The Hollow Knight is kind of saying something for the games coming up. But yeah, that's what I think of Hollow Knight. I adore what Hollow Knight did to. I adore what Hollow Knight has done for revitalizing Metroidvanias to the point that I'm willing to say that because of Hollow Knight, maybe not, because going back to Metroid in 2017, we also had the remake of Samus 2 for the GameCube and for the GameCube, and for the 3DS. Fuck. Yeah, we had that. Yeah, on Metroid side there was that, and then with, and probably not because of Hollow Knight, I am willing to. I don't think it's because of Hollow Knight that we got Metroid Dread. But yeah, I think that's another game that I have more fun with than Hollow Knight. I think I have more fun with Metroid Dread than Hollow Knight and Metroid Prime Remastered. That's probably why I said GameCube. I was confusing it with that game. For example, that I need to try Dread. Dude, yeah, Dread is. Yeah, that's all. That's kind of all I have to say. And yeah, the art style is, whew, that's really good. Now I think I like Brothership's art style more, but Hollow Knight's art style is, dude, that art style is good. Hollow Knight is the type of game that has an art direction that inspires me to keep drawing. Yeah, that's our 8-year, gentlemen. That took a long time. That took really long. But I really doubt it. I really doubt this S tier will go. I really doubt the S tier will be shorter. I think it's going on, right? Yeah, okay. Let's gonna move on to our S tier. The peak of 2025, in my opinion. These are games that... What's the game next to Brothership? What's the Brothership? You mean Hollow Knight or Deltarune? It's one of those two. There's also Reboot 2. Anyways, yeah. S tier. Oh, Deltarune, there's no title, really? Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, S tier. Okay, obviously these are like the games that like made an impact on me in some way. The S is the S is for special. These games are special to me, and I have pretty much no complaints about them. Whereas compared to A tier, I was like, the S for special is like, it's important. The S for special is important because I saw myself putting some of the games from A tier and S tier, but to me, an S tier, the S tier needs to have the truly exceptional stuff, the best of the best. So when I asked that question for some of the games in A tier, I was like, do I think Hollow Knight was the best of the best? Do I think Brothership was the best of the best? Do I think Tomodachi Life was the best of the best? And the answer was often no. But when it came to these next 8 games coming up, including these honorable mentions, the answer was a yes. And I guess, and we're gonna start off with our final honorable mentions. We're gonna start off with, oh thank God, no loop. We're gonna start off with Undertale Red and Yellow. A great mod. It's an amazing mod that gives Undertale. That's a mod. Wow, yeah, because it's an honorable mention. Honorable mentions are for games that are for fan games, demos, replays, or set games, and in this case, a mod. Yeah, and yeah, that's why I have Red and Yellow here, because I thought the update of version 4.2 and the subsequent ones, I thought I have this in the background. I have to mention. Goddamn, I'm second monitor on the chat, so I just realized I absolutely know what's going in top 3. I know what song is playing during it. Do you? Huh? Let's see. Okay, getting off track. Red and Yellow. Amazing mod. I do know it was like there in 2024, but yeah, I think Caden streamed that. I think Caden streamed Red and Yellow last year in 2024. I mean, but then in 2025, the Father's Hate guys. Wait, no. Slashy, I put. No, Slashy, Undertale Yellow was on the previous tier list of games that I played in 2024. But yeah, okay, keep getting off track. That was a year, and on 2024, yeah, even though I uploaded the playthrough in 2025, I played Yellow in 2024. I don't blame you. I don't blame you that you forgot. I don't blame you. Oh yeah, Red and Yellow, amazing mod, gives Undertale itself really good quality of life changes. Gives you 2 goobers to talk with. Fucking love talking with Kara and Clover over here. Well, at least the genocide route doesn't change a whole lot, aside from fucking Clover intervening at the end of the genocide route and other stuff. The pacifist route and with this mod is so much more expanded upon. I think the thing that caught me off guard the most was getting to New Home. I think it was like, brother, really? And then seeing Serov at the arena when oh my god. That was like my highlight of playing the mod. That was my highlight, by far. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I don't have a whole lot to say about Red and Yellow, just that it's a great mod, an amazing mod, and I don't know if it will get updated. I don't know if it will get a big update again, but if it gets one, I'll be there no matter what. Okay, next one. We have Cuphead, because famously, this game took me a year to beat. Because okay, I fully mentioned this in like the video itself, but honestly, I'm a high schooler. They plan to have this so we can go into the theme. Oh, nice. To at least until they add teamers. Okay, cool. But yeah, Cuphead famously took me a year to beat because me and my friend, we couldn't really decide on. We didn't really have the time to get together and play because it was our last year of high school. So while we were able to meet up for other stuff, beating Cuphead was not at the top of our minds. So like literally the day Silksong dropped, instead of me playing that, which I wouldn't have done anyway, instead me and my friend were just beating this godforsaken game, and my god, we have an amazing time. This was an A tier on my previous ranking, but now that I beat it confidently, I can confidently say this is It's not in my top 25, but this is 100% one of the best games that I played of all time. One of the best indies that I played. It's so good, and my ass cannot wait until me and my friend find another time to get together and play the DLC, because my friend actually has the DLC, and because we have the because we have the Steam families going on, I can actually play it. I can actually play the DLC on my save file. So yeah, I can't wait for that, and can't wait to play that and then put it out in the world for content. And okay, now that's done. Let's go with the final honorable mention of the year. We have Air Riders. Specifically the global test ride, because I still don't have the full game yet. But trust me, I will get it soon enough. And honestly, not a whole lot what I have to say about the game. I already said it with the original Air Ride. To me, this is the same thing, but obviously better. Like Sakurai really redeemed. I think Sakurai really redeemed the original Air Ride by adding, adding new characters. But instead of just having Color Kirby's and having DDD and Meta Knight as other characters, yeah, you can actually play as more of the Kirby cast now. You have Bandana Waddle Dee, you have Susie, Magolor, Jack Kawasaki, Knuckle Joe. Okay, and while Sakurai is still clearly biased towards the games that he worked on, I mean, why do you have to? At the same time, it's like I understand why. I understand why he mainly acknowledges like Superstar, Adventure, 64. I understand why, because he's more comfortable with what he's worked on rather than what he hasn't, because his ass hasn't worked on a Kirby game for basically 20 years. So like, yeah, this is basically a magnum opus for This is basically a magnum opus. Technically, in theory, this is a magnum opus for Sakurai, because holy shit, this game is huge. And his ass is not planning DLC. That's how good it is. There's not to be no DLC. This is the full game. It's like, okay, damn. And while I haven't played, I still have the full game, I think that global test ride really gave me an idea. I was like, okay, this game is peak. This game has to be S tier. This game is special. Because while I like I said with the original Air Ride, I think City Trial takes the cake, because it actually, out of all games I want to have DLC and update, this is the one that it doesn't. Oh. So, you know, I'm happy with that, because Sakurai already has a lot of, because this game already has a lot of stuff, even though it's minor shit, like customizing your car, having a garage and shit, the gummies thing. Even though it's minor shit, you can tell he put a lot of love into this game, and honestly, I respect that. I respect that he gets to make the game that he wants to be, and it doesn't like have to change. He doesn't not have to like alter and stuff. It's just the game that he saw from a vision. This is like, yeah, that's it. And yeah, I don't have to like, yeah, I'm like saying a lot of shit, even though this is an honorable mentions and I don't have the game. But I think, yeah, even if I do get the, I still think that Air Riders is still gonna be awesome, even if I get the, it's gonna be awesome even when I get the game. And yeah, that's my take. Basically the same as the original, but the game is basically better. And okay, now that that's done, we're gonna go into the big 8 into the top 8 of this ranking. Here we go, starting with number 8. Okay, let me shut an ad. We're gonna start with number 8. This game, brother. The game that's gonna come up next. Celeste. Ooh, Celeste. Brother. Celeste is so peak. I think words have to say both of the best, obviously. What other song would you expect me to pick? This, and even honestly, the song, there's a clear choice for what song I'm gonna put here, but this game has such an amazing soundtrack. It's such an amazing soundtrack. The oh my god, brother. Oddly, I don't have a lot to say about Celeste, other than mainly the story, but other than the gameplay. The gameplay is really simple. It's just platforming, and it's fine. You only have a jump, a dash, a climb, but that's kind of all you need for a game to be peak. As long as you have challenging level design that. While it does get really challenging, especially in the final level, it's not because of the whole game of this whole message of those episodes. Kinda, yeah, that is probably the worst level of the game. But the whole message of Celeste of not giving up, of scaling the mountain to I don't know, I think conquer your fears, because Madeline goes through depression in the game, but was going through depression in this game, and I don't know. It's just that message of you're trying to overcome everything, and while there are times when you go deeper, when you go to chapter 6, which I thought was damn. It's I don't know. I felt connected to the game. It's trying to overcome everything. You fall deep down. But then you pick yourself together and you climb back to the top. Sometimes, and maybe even the moon itself. But the space itself, but yeah, it's kind of farewell. That level is. Holy shit, that took me days, brother. It took me days, but I was spending 2 to 3 hours on it. If I was playing a whole ass day, I would have beat the shit in literally a single day. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. Aside from other words that it's kind of short, which makes sense for an ending, and that's what the B-sides and C-sides are for. The fact that the game doesn't actually lead you to get better and says to treat your losses as a learning experience perfectly, literally, yeah, perfect message. I think it's. Okay, and what I was saying before, I feel it ends kind of soon, but it makes sense for a fan game. That's what the B-sides and C-sides are for, to extend the game time. But I feel like I want more, man. I feel like I wanted more. But I'm okay with what I got. Alright, that's it. That's it for number 8. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7. This one kind of feels the most. This one is kind of the weirdest out of the. Personally, it's the weirdest S tier here, but it makes sense for me. It makes sense to put this in S. Marvel Spider-Man. I had my ass in this game for the longest time because, well, Spider-Man, my beloved, he's my favorite superhero. But this game has swinging mechanics, and an old and thing that I don't really say that whole much is that if your game has swinging mechanics, you sold me. I'm going deep dive. I'm going straight into it. I love swinging for some reason. I love swinging mechanics. I love swinging mechanics, and having a game with Spider-Man was that's a no-brainer for me, honestly. So yeah, and I also have this game on my mind because especially after Marvel Spider-Man True drop, I was like, okay, when this game eventually comes to PC, and until then, I'm gonna go play the first one, then Morales, and then I will go into Spider-Man 2. And I said that to myself on like literally when Spider-Man 2 dropped in 2023. It took me a while to finally get to play this game, but I think I say the wait, it paid off because I wanted to play other games. I think it paid off. I think while this is literally an average AAA game that of like no, it's like when you see this type of game, you probably have seen this game, but different in other games. It's like that one recent meme of Mario, but it's a AAA game, and it's like this hyper realistic. There's dialogue as you play. They give you prompts for the actions you gotta do for stuff. This game feels like that, but I don't give a shit because it's really good. And while it does sometimes feel like I'm doing the same shit all over again, Combos in this game are beautiful, yeah. While it does sometimes feel like I'm doing the same shit, it doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen. It rarely happens, honestly. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe like it does, or maybe it doesn't even happen. That I feel like it gets repetitive. I mean, I say that because like I go through a mission, and then it's like I go swinging, I go through a mission, then go swinging again, and it kind of feels. And at that point, it kind of gets repetitive, but because it's swinging, it's Spider-Man, it doesn't really feel repetitive. So yeah, that's my take. That's my take on Marvel Spider-Man. And from Celeste onwards, the reason why a game is on the placement it is because I have more fun with the games above it than the one I'm talking about. And yeah, that's my take with Marvel Spider-Man. And oh boy, this next one, okay, the one shot. Okay, the one shot, putting one shot in B tier was probably the hottest thing up to now, but I feel like I'm gonna get killed off for this one too, because this is the internet. And this one is because in our 6th place we have Mario Kart World. We have Mario Kart World, and expecting the booing coming from a certain individual soon enough. We have Mario Kart World here. Boy, what has been said about this game that hasn't been already? This game is like, I'm gonna get this right off the bat. I'm gonna go with this over Air Racers coming up. No, I don't think so. Out of all the car racers, out of all the main car racers that dropped this year, ironically, while you can have your arguments for every game, I think having if you don't fuck with Air Riders as much as Mario Kart or Sonic Racing, I think that's the most fair statement you can make because of how different Air Riders is compared to Mario Kart and Sonic Racing. That's like, out of all these 3 games, if you say Air Riders is your least favorite car racer that dropped today, I can definitely see why, because of how different it is to other car racers. The same way that probably someone in the fighting game community doesn't fuck with Smash as much because it's so different from other fighting games, for other traditional fighting games. Okay, but yeah, now that we get that out of the way, I see it too, but Mario Kart World in top 7 is still insane. No, I don't think so. I think Mario Kart World is one of the best Mario Karts that I've dropped ever. It's at least top 3 in my opinion. For me, it's at least top 3. It's at least top 3 alongside Double Dash and 8 Deluxe. It's amazing, honestly. The one thing, obviously, I'm gonna get this out of the way. But like, the one like major thing that I will say is ass about this game is the pricing. 80 euros for digital and 90 euros for physical is ridiculous. No matter what, no matter the way you see it, no matter if you think it's, I don't care if you think it's worth it, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that a video game at all is this expensive. Ridiculous. I get like modern technologies and shit. But brother, 90. I know like Canadians have like a harder time with pricing too, but like 90 euros, really? This shit is worth 90 euros to you, Nintendo. The Squirrels was an Air Riders subdivision tracks though. Okay, Air Riders has Air Ride and Top Ride, which are not as good as Street Trial. So that. And actually, intermissions can be fun. It only comes from here because of AI and Ramshire. I'm sorry to hear that. And okay, now that you bring intermissions in, I'm gonna talk about the tracks in general because intermissions have really overshadowed how great the track selection is for this game compared to, which is why I think it's top 3. The tracks here are really good and complement the mechanics of the new mechanics of like running through walls or like riding through walls, grinding, the updated fucking wait, did I? Okay, it does. Okay, thank God. The updated sorry, here's gonna be fucking GT2, you know, I know. Yeah, the updated gliding. Even though I don't see why we have to get rid of the gliders, but sure. I'm fine with Mario Kart going back to picking a card and going because the customization since 7 was already kind of bare bones. It's like, oh, choose your card, your tires, your glider. Like, oh, brother, if you're gonna do that, just don't do it. So I'm glad that World went back to picking card. If they can somehow maintain the new mechanics, and I'll let it slide. Dude, I don't know. We said that. I don't know. Everyone said that about anti-gravity of like, shit. Everyone said that about like how, brother. I can't see a new Mario game without anti-gravity. We don't have one, and honestly, it feels okay. Even though there's other car races like pointing at points at Sonic Racing Crossroads where it doesn't have to justify the anti-gravity. But yeah, aside from that, I think the new mechanics are really good and they complement the tracks really, really nicely. Though I really like and but yeah, the thing is that it gets overshadowed by intermissions, famously on social media. We had to replace it with objectively very cool games like Rails and Shogun. Yeah, because anti-gravity is just riding on. It's just riding on other stuff. It's just basically doing the same shit, but your physics change. Which is the same thing that driving on the water did. Okay, and like I was saying, intermissions. They are. Well, intermissions have overshadowed the main track, unfortunately, which I think is unfortunate because of how good the tracks are. And I do get why, because more often than not, you're gonna get an intermission that is kind of boring, but that doesn't mean that all intermissions are like meh ass. There are some truly great intermissions there, and I think it comes down to how the world itself uses. Of how the intermissions use the world. Like I think like at the Bowser section, I think any intermission at the Bowser section is really good. I like the lava section, like Bowser's Castle, Airship Fortress. Shit, what was the Dry Bones track? I think the intermissions there are really good. I think they can get really good. It's just when you get to other stuff like I'm thinking the desert, for example. Sorry, I got interrupted by my dad. I'm home alone, guys. Also, the old ways of having to unlock characters. I mean, yeah, but even then, it's just 8 characters compared. Even then, it's just 8 characters, and while previous Mario Karts let you, while previous Mario Karts have more cups and more unlockables. I think it's weird that there's only truly 8 unlockable characters for playing each cup once. I think you didn't even have to. I don't think you even have to win the cup. The grind for BA was actually pretty fun. I'm not complaining. Yeah, it was fun grinding for the NPC characters, but I appreciate now that there's I appreciate now the update that the UFO straight up that there's now UFOs more. They appear more often, and that when you suck up a bonefish, you unlock bonefish. I thought that was a great quality of life change, and they have made because of the updates they have made also when going online. When I went in once playing online after the updates where they made regular trucks more common, and I got intermission still had the upper hand. Of appearing more. It wasn't by a lot. There was a bit of a difference, and when actually playing on which tracks I actually got to play, I got 50/50s. The only thing to make this game halfway decent was to go out of planet. Yeah, that's fuck. I think I say, oh yeah, shoot the modes. Knockout Tour. I don't play a lot of Knockout Tour, but Knockout Tour, it's such a great mode. It's a genius. I think it's a genius idea having a bringing basically what is basically a battle royale into a car racer. I think it was a great way to go about it, especially with the philosophy of putting the whole game in a whole island for you to drive around. And free roam, while it does kind of seem a bit barren, especially because see. And free roam, while it is kind of barren, I see why people can say barren. And especially because the collectibles there are not well explained of where they are. It's also called free roam, not open world. It's called free roam. It's a mode where you can roam freely across the map. I don't see why. I think the appeal of the mode was very obvious of just you driving around. And I think dare I say it's my favorite mode of the game just because of driving in the world, in the Mario Kart world. Chat, I said it. I think that purely that made the game for me. I'm also maybe a little bit biased because this is my first Switch 2 game, and I got the Switch 2 and this game after I graduated from high school. So a little bit, I admit there's maybe a little bit biased there, but I still think that's generally a great game. But with how it has basically given Mario Kart Forza Horizon thing of this whole place you can drive around with, and then giving the new mechanics that remind me of Sonic. I don't like that's physics and I don't like that rest out here down in freedom. I guess yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of strange. But yeah, I think Mario Kart World, despite the egregious price tag, I still think it's one of the best games that I played this year. And also the whole finally I can't believe we'll start with it. The fucking this box art gives me so much joy and whimsy. I love it. It's these updated models, man. I love them. I wish Sonic I really wish Sonic gets the same treatment when he updates his model, because God, we kind of need a new one. Honestly, I'm fine with the current one, but we need an update, man. Just like how Mario got one. DQ is ugly in this game and only this game. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Okay, top 5, gentlemen, top 5, and we're gonna go. This one we're gonna go with. It's time. Okay, this is what I think is this next placement builds off the previous one. This is built up. This is what I think is the greatest car racer of this game of this year, but not by a lot. It's Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I think it's. I did vote for this game to win I did vote this game to win Best Sports, but I'm completely fine with Mario Kart World winning that on Game Awards because I think that's completely fine. I think both are generally great games. And now we're gonna get into this depiction on the topic at hand, Crossroads. Your sins are forgiven. Okay, Crossroads. Okay, Crossroads has the one major thing that I will give Crossroads is basically the same thing as Mario Kart World, but different stuff. 70 euros for base game, and then the $20 for plus a 20 or 30 depending on if you're buying the season pass separately or with the game. That's ridiculous. Buying it base game is like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. It's unfortunately that's the standard today. But then you ramp up the price, which is basically a fighter's pass. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think honestly, I think the fighter's pass on Ultimate would have gotten the same. Would have probably if the fighter's pass would have dropped today, it probably would have also come across this nitpicks of like, brother, DLC for a $60 game and it's this high, and it gets worse when you realize that there's 2 passes to that. So it gets worse when you realize that Ultimate with all its content, it's like what, almost 100 euros. At least personally, I know it gets worse depending on the country, but yeah, that's the one thing I will give Crossroads. That's the one negative thing I will vastly say about Crossroads publicly. The prices suck. But actually, into the positives, this game, at least on fucking when playing with Ultimate, would have been diabolical. Oh yeah, 100%. When I played the open network test on Crossroads, that shit got me so addicted. I was like, okay, this game was gonna be like good. This one's gonna be like A tier. Now it's like an S because I'm addicted to this shit. This is addiction. This is. I love seeing this. I love saying this, but this is the. I love saying this, but this is the definition of crack. This is literally crack. You can't. This is literally crack. Fucking dopamine in the video game, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Every time I'm in a goddamn race, I'm on the edge of my seat. That's just crazy for me. Every goddamn race, I'm on the edge of my seat. It's like I'm being held at gunpoint, because I was like, dude, if I make a mistake, I fucking die. That's how frenetic these races get. And like, if I'm gonna get like, Mario Kart World can get away with being the more experimental game of the car racers, but if I'm playing like traditional 3-lappers, I'm booting up this shit. I'm booting up this shit at frame 1, no questions asked. Yeah, the crossovers are also neat. I think. Shit, I forgot. I kind of glossed about it. I don't mind the NPC characters in World, and I think some for the most part I don't mind the NPC characters, but there are some characters that are like, did you really have to make like, I don't know, Contour or Boneface a playable character? But yeah, and for Crossroads, those are the crazy crossovers. My reaction to Hatsune Miku, to Ichiban, to Joker, to Steve in Summer Games Fest is amazing, and then also Pac-Man in Gamescom. The hype factor, the surprise factor is like, I think it really kind of carries these crossovers, because at the end of the day, when I at the character select screen, I'm gonna pick the guy in blue over here, and well, she's not in the box art, but I'm also picking Cream any time of the week. But I do appreciate that there are crossovers. It's its wackiness. I'm also excited for Tangle and Whisper to drop this February. the crossbows are also a really fun mechanic to spice up the car racer. It's like, okay, one lap you have the normal track, then lap 2 you go to a completely different track. That is basically a straight line in the skies, but but you can also go to another track. And then the third lap is that's the first lap, but there's a bit more stuff into it. And I think generally the tracks are like, I think they're peak. I think they're really fun. They're simple. They're simple, but because these tracks were designed by people that have worked on Sega racers, and I mean, also my extent of playing a racing game made by Sega is fucking Daytona on a arcade at my theater, and even then it was like I had a fun time. So already I was like, this gotta be good, and it is. The one thing I will give it is like the aesthetics are different and shit, but like compared to like, okay, I hate to make comparisons, but compared to Mario Kart World, the tracks are like where the tracks clearly have their own thing. And well, like there's Airship Fortress, there's Bowser's Castle, there's the Games Rainbow Road, even the Mario Bros circuit. You can tell that each track has their own thing going for it, especially with their mechanics. With Crossroads, I don't really see that. With Crossroads, it's made by Sega, by people that work on Sega racing games, but so it's fun. But I feel like they get more like, they blend in with each other more. They blend in more. Which, granted, I'm not saying they're bad because of this, but they're memorable. I think they're less memorable than Mario Kart World tracks. In my opinion, I think they feel like it feels like I'm playing the same track sometimes. And final thing I will give this one. I did say that I don't mind that world, the Mario Kart World went back to picking a card, and that's it. And then you have the little like stamp thing. But oh my god, they did not have the card to customization does not deserve to go this hard, but goddamn, I'm not complaining, dude. It's so, because like Air Riders is beating out on that. Not it's beating both of them in that. But dude, this card customization is really good, really good. I wish I could overlap stuff on it, but even with the limitations, I managed to make some sick vehicles, in my opinion. I don't know, I keep getting lagged when I go online, so that means I cook with my cars and Shamir. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Crossroads. I think it's a superior car racer in my opinion, but not by much. And I think that while Riders and Mario Kart World have I think it's literally basically what I'm also trying to say here is that the different cakes argument, I think it's valid as hell, because these cakes are different and for other people and for different types of people. If you want the car racer formula to take a risky step in innovation, you have Mario Kart World. If you want a more traditional car racer that spices things up and feels like an ultimate car racer, you have Sonic. And Air Riders is kind of different. That's why I always go with 2K. I mainly go with 2K instead of 3, because Air Riders is clearly its own thing. So I don't really consider it in that debate. But Air Riders is still peak for its own reasons. So the debate still applies. Yeah, that's my opinion on Sonic Racing Crossroads and my opinion on this debate of whether Mario Kart World or Sonic Racing Crossroads is better. That has been going on pretty much for the whole last year. That's my take. I think it's just different opinions, and I think that's okay. All right, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Oh shit, I didn't. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. My bad. Oh. I'm so sorry that this is out of all times to drop the fucking thing. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Donkey Kong Bonanza. My god. If it wasn't for a certain another game that would add, out of all the nominees that have come for Game of the Year, this is the only one that I played. This is the only one that I played. This is the only one that I played of the gun. But like, dude, this really is a Game of the Year. DLC is really stupid. Nostalgia bait. Mario Odyssey would like to take a Mario Odyssey would like to have a talk with you because the game gives you the Mushroom Kingdom when you beat the game, and it's clearly nostalgia bait from Mario 64, but it gets away with it because it's post game, which is not the case for Bonanza. The Bonanza is pretty DLC that dropped that it dropped the day it got announced, so it gives it ultimately gives out that feeling of like this shit should have been in the game, bro. It's either post game or a free update, because that roguelike mode, that doesn't justify the $20 for me. $20 for more levels in Forgotten Land and a boss in an arena, I think that's more deserving of $20 than this DLC. But it's whatever, because the game itself, the 70% against the audience, yeah, unfortunately it is. Unfortunately it is. Especially on Nintendo Zen. Yeah, I would say that on when we started I would say that on mid-Switch era. Especially on the Mario Sports games, which are very guilty of putting content that should have been in the game in the first place. But I think they have died down recently, which is good. But I think it's good. The games nowadays, well, like you say on Nintendo 10, they feel more complete. But it hasn't gone away, as we have seen with Bonanza. But but still, that doesn't really excuse it. But I don't think that the DLC brings this game down as hard, because it's optional. The DLC is optional. And that it doesn't really take out of the fact that Bonanza is such an amazing game. Like, we all thought, like, personally, when I saw it, it's like, god damn it, it's not 3D Mario. That's sad. But holy shit, I gotta admit, it's so peak. It's like, how you only get to punch it. That's the main thing. You punch it. You punch terrain, and that is so fucking addicting. It's so fun somehow. The masterminds because the Odyssey team worked at this. The masterminds over there made it work so well. It's so good. This is like, if you're gonna get a Switch 2, you need to get this game. This is more console defining than Mario Kart World, which is kind of sad because Mario Kart World was a launch title. Which is something that you would not say for like Breath of the Wild or Mario World. There should have been launch title. I mean, maybe, but Mario Kart World is Mario Kart. It's still Mario Kart. Mario Kart works more as a launch title than Bonanza. Now, if this was a 3D Mario, then I would have absolutely said this would have been launch title. But because this is Donkey Kong, I'm fine with World being a launch title and this being month 2. It's just, and it's literally just more Odyssey. It's more Odyssey, and While Odyssey is not my favorite 3D Mario game, this shit is better than Odyssey, and like, holy shit, this is so much better, honestly. I think it's how I got to see. This is like, I think it's like how I think Vanessa is how I see Odyssey fans seeing Odyssey. This is how in a way, it's kind of how I wanted Odyssey to be. It's so fast paced. The fucking tricks you can do. When you compare getting a banana compared to getting a moon, I don't know. They're both fast. They're both quick and snappy. But it's something about Bonanza, and it's so fast paced that I prefer this so much. I prefer Bonanza so much because of this. And yeah, the fucking plot twist. Not gonna spoil it, but yeah, it is kind of nostalgia fade, but I'll take it. Only nitpick I have is the fact that every boss, like the final boss, is so easy. Yeah. Because compared to the final boss, every boss doesn't seem that much. It doesn't seem that hard. Because it's DK, I feel like, no, it is played by the others. It is kind of easy, but I think Bonanza is harder than Odyssey. If you get what I mean. In the long run, I think Bonanza is harder than Odyssey. I think that's my take. Like every boss is the game is still easier. It's kind of easy, but it's harder than Odyssey. But yeah, and overall, that's my take with Bonanza. It's amazing game that disappointed me a bit when it got revealed, but once it released and I got to play it, it was like, okay, absolutely take it back. I'm fine with not having free Mario this year if we have this, and all the other games that are released for these next 6 months. But Nintendo, please, Nintendo, please give me the free Mario soon. I'm begging, please. It's a lot bigger than I thought it had been when I played. Yeah, same, dude. Yeah, I thought this was same. I didn't think this would be this big. This was big, but I'm glad it's not that. I still haven't gotten all the bananas yet. So I was busy with the other stuff. I'd be down to do that sometime, but yeah. This game is, it makes sense in hindsight because it's made by the Odyssey team, but you wouldn't think that because it's Donkey Kong. It's Donkey Kong, it's not Mario. You think they go all out mainly on Mario, but no, they went all out with DK, and that's awesome. Do you also like that Pauline gets more stuff, even though I think I do like that they're giving Pauline more stuff now, but I feel like it's, I don't know how to put this, but because it's not, and it's weird because I've talked about this before on conversations, but I think that it's a little too late to put Pauline here. No, it's not what I mean. It's a little bit too late to give Pauline character. Yeah, that's what I meant. I think it's a little bit too late. I think it's also because we have been stuck with Pauline for literally like 40 years, where all she's done is basically being the damsel in distress. It's only now because of the Switch. She's been more of a damsel in distress than Peach, I'll be real. And I appreciate that ever since Odyssey they have given more stuff to do, with being a mayor of New Donk City and singing, but I think especially at the Switch era when they started putting Pauline in every fucking spin-off, I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of tired of that because it's like, okay, I get it. She sings, you don't have to remind me that Jump Up Superstar was a banger. It kind of got me tired of it, honestly. I would say that considering almost every Mario game is out saving Peach. Yes, but in every Mario game, with Pauline has appeared, with the exception of Odyssey and Bonanza, what has Pauline done? Getting kidnapped by DK. In every game she appears. Every game. That's the premise. That's the thing. And now that they're giving her more character, I appreciate that, but I think it got to a point where they started making singing her whole personality that I got tired of it. So and also in a way also Bonanza, while it kind of doesn't help with that because again it's still singing. I like that I like that they properly made that, and I like that they properly made that like an actual thing. Every game she's been in like 5 games. Yeah, brother, and like yeah. So that's what, like 100% ratio. That's literally a bigger. Even if if you forget that, because Peach has appeared more, yes. Peach has appeared more, but even if you're going with that, Pauline has a bigger ratio of getting kidnapped. So I'm gonna leave it there. And at the same time, Peach, well, she is also damsel in distress. She has also made like her character more like apparent from the get-go. It's like, hey, Princess of the Mushroom Kingdom. She's the same way as like Zelda. To get an example, just like Zelda, she's like, while she's not as getting kidnapped as often as Peach, she has that that happens often. You play more as Link than you barely play as Zelda in mainline Zelda games. But it's just I think it's more of like the renown that like Peach and Zelda have become more icons of gaming than Pauline. Pauline is like, okay, it's cool that you give her more character now, but to me at least she's still like the damsel in the distress from the giant monkey. Like it's gonna take more than 2 mainline games, the one mainline appearance being something that is not being a damsel in distress and is being the mayor of the city. This game where she gets to like develop her character, and a fuck ton of spin-offs where her only thing is just singing. It's gonna take a lot more of that for me. After this franchise has been around for 40 years, and Pauline has been around for more, but yeah, that was stuff. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because we're like moving up. But I stand. My prediction was correct. I'm yapping too much. I'm yapping longer here than in the other tiers combined. All right, let's move on to our third spot. We're moving on to our top 3, gentlemen. We have okay. So there's a ball. Let me check the chat. There's every reaction this was made. There's only one true over Rosaline. Never kidnapped once. Yep. You could also put Daisy into that because she only really got kidnapped once, and that's it. And every time someone has tried to, which has been once in Mario Party 3, she has nah. Oh no, reverse card, bitch. All right, top 3. Wait, remember we're talking about Mario, not Sonic. We're talking about Mario here, not Sonic. She was less than 1 as a major Rosaline to go. Oh yeah, I'm not fighting you on that. Rosaline is still the GOAT. I'm not fighting you on that. Rosaline is still the GOAT. Absolutely not. I'm not fighting you on that. What the hell? Alright. Okay, enough fucking distractions. Top 3. Sonic Unleashed. Specifically recompiled because I am specifically recompiled. For those unaware, let me give a quick recap here. Sonic Unleashed recompiled is a fan-made PC port of the original Sonic Unleashed, specifically the Xbox 360 version, using the technology of recompilation. It's just a whole other. Something that I'm not gonna get into right now. You can watch another video for that if you want. But basically, this is like a big achievement. This guy loves saying he has more fun with the game stuff of it. That's yeah, because I think that's like the main reasoning for why a game is placed the way it is. It's just the thing the games above it are I think that's slightly better. But yeah, recompilation is Sonic Unleashed Recompiled is basically an amazing achievement for gaming in 2025. Because last time a game was recompiled was fucking I think Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64. So we basically, and I think that was like years ago, 2024. These are past few years. So we basically skipped a whole generation, which is huge. And well, this thing was perfect for me because I've been wanting to play this version of Sonic Unleashed for basically literally like a decade now. Basically half of my life I've been wanting to play this version of the game, and I wasn't able to because I only owned the Wii version. And Project 6, that's a whole different, that's a different thing. That's also an amazing achievement for gaming, but like that's a whole different thing. I admit. Project 6 making what was an ass game into what was one of the most controversial games ever into its true vision, at least in gameplay, because KSX did say it's different. It's different because this is a straight up port. They didn't change anything about this. This port doesn't change anything about Unleashed. It was already, it's also mainly because this game never got a PC port, and that's what I've been thinking. That's what I was saying. I only had access to the Wii version because I had a Wii with the version, and literally, if you wanted to emulate this game on Xbox 360 or PS3, you needed to have like a computer that was from fucking NASA. So you guys to the stream, send me the link. I should stream this. Oh, absolutely. You're gonna need, okay, yeah. Get your stream, yeah, okay. I could send you a link. I could send you a link that basically gives you the whole thing, and you don't have to do any setup, because if you want to play this thing, you need to have an ISO of the game as well as the DLC and all the shit. But I can just give you that easily. No need to that. But okay, yeah, getting off track. This game cannot be that good. It is. It is, but I'm also biased because I wanted to play this game for so long. Unleash that DLC? Yeah. Sergi admitting to doing Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean I do it? What do you mean? I clearly had a It's like, okay, I only had the game on Wii. If you wanted to emulate, you can say I'll give you the ROM to disc. Okay. That is I mean, I was snitch, but like, okay. Okay, my bad. It is okay. No, yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. I will shut my mouth. Yeah. I will shut my mouth. Yeah. I will shut my mouth. Okay. Okay, so basically, like I was saying, yeah, I only had the Wii version, and I couldn't really couldn't find a way to play the Xbox 360 version or PS3. So getting this was like a godsend from God itself. Also, you can just install the game to USB from an actual Xbox. So like, yeah, that's another thing. You need like an ISO game from the game that you can get from the actual game. And yeah, like yeah, Sachi, to answer your previous question, Unleashed did have DLC, but it was basically harder levels. And when I mean hard, I mean hard. It's it's awful. Okay, so yeah, this thing, and because like the best thing is like, other than like totally legal stuff. The best way to play this game was the Xbox Series X with the performance boost shit. But none of this here. That Xbox is completely obsolete now. If your only reason to getting that console was playing Unleashed on like actual good frame rate. I can't believe how this video is DMC. Okay. Well, like actually into the actual, but like yeah, getting this fan-made PC port was a godsend. Like finally, my dream comes true of playing this game for the first time, and it made my expectations so much. The daytime stages were so peak. Like literally at the same level of Generations, maybe, but I would say that maybe, but there is a point of saying that Generations is a better game. I will give them that Generations is probably a better game. And then there's the Warthog, which does bring the game down, but I didn't find as annoying. I didn't find the Warthog to be that annoying or slow, because like I understand, but I also understand why it's so hated, because like you have, on one hand you have a playstyle of a game that is the debut of the debut of the 3D boost formula, where you just go blazing through levels, and then on the other hand you get the Warthog, where it's just slow, combat heavy. It's crazy. It's the contrast is insane. But I didn't find I found the combat to be very fun though, with learning the new moves, the bottom combos. It does get kind of bottom mashy, but I'm kind of cool with that. I think it's really fun. But the thing that really brings this game down for me, for being the best game that I played this year, was those godforsaken Sun and Moon medals. It's like, out of all Sonic Boost games to have collectibles, this is the one. Even fucking Generations, Colors and other shit, they didn't have, the collections was optional. Out of all Sonic games to have mandatory collectibles, why this one? They did not need to make mandatory collectibles, in that they make the bump of required medals to move on to get so high as when you get into the late game. Like, I felt that, like, the common example is getting to play Jungle Joyride Act 1. Like, the jump is like, it's insane. But yeah, ultimately, I still fucking love Unleashed. It is still one of, it met my expectations with flying colors, and is one of the best Sonic games that I played. Not the best one, but it is 100% a top 5, top 6 Sonic game for me personally. Okay, Jesus Christ, talking too much. Let's get into the top 2, shall we? This might surprise some people, but the top 2 here is actually a game that I've not shut up about for literally the time since I got to play this. I have not shut up. Okay, I have not shut up about this game ever since I knew about it, and it's not other than Contract Rush EX. Contract Rush EX is so good. I really wish I could influence more people into playing it, but it's not really working out. It has only worked on Slashy, and he hasn't even finished the game. Had to get a show in real quick. Okay, let's look. It's like, you know, it's weird because like think of game like Contract Rush EX is this high, but it deserves it. Personally, it deserves it. It deserves it. This is okay. So the way I knew about this game is like, I got to Retribution, you just never picked it up again. It's so good. It's so good. It was such an. I thought it was. I didn't expect it to be this good. I didn't expect to find myself enjoying this so much. Stop tears. Can we hear numbers? Because like the way I found out about this is like, hey, someone was like, hey, I saw on Twitter, it was like, that like someone from the Undertale fandom was like, hey, this person, this game is being developed by the lead artist from Undertale Yellow, Fakeburn. It's like, yo, really? And when I saw that trailer that has that and had that art style, I was like, oh yeah, that's 100% fake. So like, curious. And so I streamed the demo that was up at the time on March. I was like, oh shit, this is actually good. So so I was waiting to get a release date, and when that day when that day arrived, I was like, they really just sponsor you. When the game finally came out, as you can see, I literally the next 2 days was just me playing the shit out of this game. It's really so simple actually, because you start off in a level fairly weak, then you move on, and then you become overpowered as you move on, while the bosses are still a challenge because they take into account that you're gonna be kind of overpowered. And like, it doesn't feel like I'm over leveled. It doesn't feel like I'm under leveled. It's somehow this perfect difficulty curve where you can set yourself a challenge. I know there was a guy that on the Discord, on the official Discord server, that tried to beat the game without upgrades. I mean, it kind of got hard because in some points you're bound to get upgrades. But you really can set yourself the challenge, and I think that's neat. This also feels very Newgrounds coded, because I mean the original was released on Newgrounds. It's like, and for being someone that grew up with stuff like that, Mario Bros. C and the such, fucking Sonic Shorts too, that kind of calls out to me too. And it's also the writing and the art direction stuff. I mean, especially the writing and story, it really feels something that comes out of something that comes straight out of a Newgrounds post or shit. And it also kind of and it's also like, personally, it's like you can tell this was made by someone that worked on Undertale Yellow, because holy shit, this dialogue is so funny. You know, and as well as also the secrets and stuff, the optional secret bosses, that if you do them, you will get a true name, and it's really cool. It's just, I cannot spoil that, but like, you know, I mean, I don't know, Fakeburn, I mean, the developers still dropped that there was a true name, but like, I don't know. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Controversy. It was, I don't know how you say it, but it's like, it took me by surprise. It was a neat surprise. It was a neat surprise, and I gotta admit, yeah, it was a very neat surprise. And now we have, oh shit, fuck, keep messing that up. Ooh, almost pulled that. Yeah, I think that's my take. That's my take with Controversy. Yes, a really neat game, but in what is basically if we're taking out the rules of, if we're gonna take out the rule of like games that don't need to have come out in 2025, this would be number one. This is my favorite. This is my game of the year of 2025. But it's top 2. What could possibly be number 1? The answer is really simple for me, actually. It's a game that I knew about for years now at this point, but I heard it was good, and when I finally got to play it, I was blown away. And it's none other than Ori and the Blind Forest. This game, brother, it's so beautiful. This game is so beautiful. It's everything about this game, I think, is genuinely perfect. the art, for example. Let's take it. Let's go from that. The art is so good. I think out of all the games that I've shown this in this list, this is my favorite art style by far. I know my ass cannot replicate something like this, but it's so admiring to look at. When you're playing too, it's so good. The music too, so you can hear. It's so good. Atmospheric, but like it's so good. And oh my god! It has that little leitmotif that appears throughout the whole game. The music that adapts to the environment, like oh my god, it's so good. The story, while it's not the most gracious thing ever, it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It's not that much. It's just the things that happen. It's because I generally don't want to spoil this. But the things that happen there, even though there's like not that much, it's not the most compelling story you'll ever see. Not gonna make you, it might make you cry. Not the most compelling thing, but it's beautiful. And I mean, everything about this game is beautiful, but the story also applies. And there's finally the gameplay. This is the Metroidvania I was talking about that I found more fun than Hollow Knight, and it's purely because of the movement. Playing Sonic and Mario this much has made me realize that when I'm playing a platformer, something that I can move my characters in a side-scrolling or on third dimension, I want my guy to have some insane movement. And Ori's movement combined with the fucking beautiful, the majestic animation, it makes me feel like a god when I'm playing. It feels like the world is my oyster, and I get to play around with it. And dude, as soon as we get bashed, as soon as it gets bashed, it's like, oh my god. The game opens up tenfold, and it's so good. It's so good. It genuinely, I did not expect. It was like, I expected to say, okay, I heard this is good. Let's go see. I did not expect it to be this fucking good. It's so good. And I'm so thankful that I gave it a chance. It's so peak. I can't put it. I don't have anything to it. This instantly became one of my favorite games of all time. Instantly. As soon as I finished it, I was like, okay, this is one of the best things that I've ever played. It can't be building that much. Oh my god, it's literally. Brother. And that is the reason why Ori and the Blind Forest is the best game that I played in 2025. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is my list. Got kind of bit wacky, but I think that's fine. All tier lists are wacky at some point. But overall, I can confidently say 2025 from the games that I played. From the games that I played, well, there's like the outlier that is Rumble. All the games that I played that come out this year, I can confidently say 2025 was not maybe not one of the best years of gaming, but it was definitely one of the great ones. I would put it like here on an A tier. I would put it in an A tier, maybe low S. It was definitely an A tier. It was a really good year for gaming. Maybe not the best one, but it was a really good one. And going into 2026, we're not quite done with the stream just yet, because because for this year I already have games that I have my eyes on. I know we just arrived. There are games confirmed for releasing this year, but there are some games here. But there are some games that there are some there are some games from that I didn't get to play from that came out in 2025 and other than previous stuff. And I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek of what I want to play this year. That may or may not get to the channel depending on how much I want to make a video out of it. We're gonna actually. There's something. Shut up. We're actually we're gonna start from left to right this time. We're gonna start with Ultra because I did play this in 2025, but in this year 2025, but it was like I think it was literally I played this like last week or so. So I didn't think it was that fair for me to put this here because I know that even though because I know that my opinion's I'm gonna get a better opinion of it once I beat the game. So I think doing it, I know like International Space Banana is like the one exception because but like I don't give a shit. That is clearly a rage game that does not deserve my time to waste my time more. But Ultra Kill, I think of the time that I played, which will be a video, but I think that's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be Ultra Kill. It's gonna be just one video. But for my time, I was like, okay, this is actually something I need to get into. Just speak and speak. What do you mean? Shut the fuck up. No. Ultra Kill is 100% a game that is like one session and not even beating the game. It was not gonna do it justice. So I'm gonna save my take on Ultra Kill for the next ranking, which hopefully doesn't I don't get hopefully the 2026 game ranking doesn't I don't get to do it like on 2027. Hopefully I hope I start doing these rankings on the actual year. And yeah, now to Silksong, because like I own this. I literally bought this game on when it was. I bought this game when on autumn sales, and while it was not on sale because obviously it was very recent, I still like okay. I can still it's $20. I can still afford this, especially with all the money I was giving for my birthday. So yeah, I have it on my Steam library. I just haven't found I just didn't find a reason to play it yet, because like when other stuff to play, I had videos to edit. I have other videos to edit. I put a lot more time into Crossroads. I also had college to manage. I just didn't find the time or a reason to play Silksong. But this year's gonna be the one. Just that not gonna be on the. If I didn't, I didn't play Hollow Knight on the channel, so I definitely not gonna do it. The same is definitely gonna be. It's gonna be the same for Silksong. I'm gonna play it on my own. Maybe or on free time on college when I'm busy, but yeah. And the next one that will 100% be a playthrough is Ahead in Time, because I had my eyes on it for like years because Fable was making videos on it on the mods, and they're like, okay, yo, this game is funny. I wanna try this out. Because and also because it's 3D Mario but indie. It was like, hey, that could fill out the 3D Mario shaped hole that I have on my heart right now. And so yeah, I'm excited to get into it soon enough for the channel, because this is a game that I genuinely want to play for the channel, because I'm kind of like I wanna, even though it's gonna be hard to beat the indie channel allegations, and especially Undertale allegations with Deltarune Chapter 5, 6, 7 coming out. This is like the one game that I want to, because it's like the type of shit that I want to play, and I don't want to change my content that much. Like which is also why I'm only making one video on Ultra Kill. I don't want that. I want to be known as a platformer YouTuber, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Something like as simple as like Head in Time, Mario, Sonic, and such. and maybe like Undertale, Cuphead, those kind of games is like it's like what I want to be known for. And then there's Ori and the Will of the Wisp because like why the fuck would I not play the sequel of what is the best game that I played on 2025? Why would I not? Why would I not? That'd be insane if I wouldn't. And much like Blind Forest, I've heard a lot of good things about Will of the Wisps. I've heard it's as good as the first one, maybe even better. I'm excited to see that eventually when I find the time to play that with Kaden when the time comes. And finally, there's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This is another game that I want to do a full playthrough on. Even though I just said I want it to be a single video. With Metroid, I kind of want to play more Metroid for the channel, because I also have plans for playing the Metroid Samus Returns, the 3DS remake of Metroid 2, but that was only gonna be stream exclusive. I'm not gonna make that a video. That's only gonna be stream exclusive for when I have nothing else better to do when I play that. I'm gonna play that. But yeah, Prime 4 is like maybe it's gonna be like maybe the Contra Cross situation or Deltarune where like I stream this and I make into a video. But also the thing is, I don't know how well it's gonna be because I have a very bad habit, accidental habit of posting stuff that would be relevant way too late. If that makes sense, because I feel like I feel like if I did a playthrough of Prime 4, it would have bombed literally on December, like last month. But with my plans of like starting to make videos slowly but surely, and with my absolute collision possibly getting slower, Metroid Prime 4 might be getting its playthrough way too late. Whereas it's kind of the same thing that happened with those from playthrough. It took me too long to post that one that I feel like it would have performed better if I uploaded that earlier. But hey, that's fine. And yeah, that's all. That's it. That's all I have to say about. That's all for today's stream. But the tier list itself, and yeah. That is my tier list of all the games that I played in 2025. Again, like I've said in the end of my best stuff, and I've said in this stream, I think this was a good year for gaming. This year has been very special to. I think 2025 has been special to me. I think for gaming as well, maybe not as much as 2017, for example, but I think it was a very special year, and I'm excited for what 2026 will have to offer. I'm excited. So yeah, until then, hope you enjoyed the stream, everybody. How did you think of the tier list? Do you think I'm base? Do you think I'm cringe? And lame as fuck? Do you think I'm crazy? Which honestly I might be. What did you guys think? You're even watching this. Goddamn. I think you're cringe, not because of the tier list. Thank you. I'm flattering. What? Flattering. That's all just because you're flattering. Okay. That's all I need to hear. Cool. Alright. That's it for stream, everybody. Goodbye.